Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to the RGL.gg Invite Highlander Grand Finals, taking place between Man Crush Monday and Hood Naruto. I am Alto, joined by Zag to my side, Dolphin behind the camera as always. Zag, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Had a nice standard Monday. Getting ready to watch some TF2 Grand Finals action. We got Hood Naruto. We got Man Crush Monday here. Two of the teams. Hood Naruto, they've been front runners the entire season. Man Crush Monday, they stand at the top of all the competition they've beaten. If anyone is going to have a chance to stand up to Hood Naruto tonight, it's going to be MCM.
Definitely, and they are coming in here after taking a pretty dominant victory, all things considered, against Menace to Society, who in the upper bracket finals had put up a decent showing against Hood Naruto themselves. So we mentioned last week that MCM, despite all their roster issues, seemed to have struck upon something that had worked for them. This week they're going to have ODB on demo, which should be another exciting pickup for them. And if they can maintain some of the momentum and aggression that carried them last week against MTS, things could get really, really close tonight, and maybe a little closer than Naruto might be expecting. But with that said, do we want to run down the roster, Zeg?
Sure. With our favorites, our first seed coming in tonight, Hood Naruto, we got Logan on Scout, JJ Slim on Soldier, EX Hunter on Pyro, Bull on Demo, Carson on Heavy, Pren on NG, Blake on Med, Lenny on Sniper, and Demento on Spy.
And over on the side of Man Crush Monday, they will be having Triple on Scout, Soapy on Soldier. Marty, it looks like, will be subbing in on Pyro instead of RJ. ODB, as we mentioned, on Demo instead of Exile. Callow on Heavy, Spade Slick on Engineer. Rogue on Medic, Watterson on Sniper, and BM on Spy.
Yeah, on your screen now you see RJ on Pyro, but we have gotten an update. Apparently it will be Marty. And so MCM throughout the entire season, they've been switching up their rosters. They haven't had a consistent one for, more than 2 weeks in a row. And it's been affecting their play, likely you'd say in a negative way, where when they have a roster that it hasn't played together that much, they'll be a bit weaker. When last week, when they put together probably one of their best rosters on paper they've had, it ended up being a 2-0 for them against MTS, who beat them in the first round of playoffs. Tonight, so the subs we have tonight for Man Crush, and I want to talk about that first because it's going to be pretty important for what's going to be happening here, is that ODB's on Demo instead of Dog, and Marty on Pyro instead of RJ. If you're looking at that holistically and take a step back, look at these players' individual skills, you probably think this is an upgrade on both roles for MCM.
I would definitely be inclined to agree. And I think that you could argue ODB versus Dog, that ODB's got a little bit more pedigree behind him. But ultimately they're both still extremely talented demo men. I'm very interested in the Marty option though, as a lot of the times when you have these players consistently changing around, you run the risk of, as you mentioned, the combo not being very familiar. But Marty, despite not having played with them this season, is an MCM veteran. He played with them 2 seasons ago, I believe it was, when they won, or was that last season?
I think it was last season.
I think it was last season, yeah. And just that entire combo has tons of experience playing with Marty. So I don't think you're going to see as much of a drop off with him coming in tonight as you would, someone else. On top of the fact that he's probably one of, if not the best pyro in the game right now.
Yeah, Marty, for those of you who aren't familiar because he didn't play this season, last season he was pretty much universally regarded as top 2, if not the best pyro in the game at the moment, one of the best to play in the meta. Scorch Shot did get banned in the offseason, so that kind of changed a lot of things. But either way, Marty should still be a very, very prominent pyro to have to go against, and he's going to be able to do a lot for this team, like you mentioned, because he has played with them in the past. They do have this energy, so it's going to be interesting to see what he brings to the table.
But that is a lot of talking about MCM's roster. I want to take a little bit of time to talk about Hood before we go into the maps. And Hood Naruto, I mean, if you watch them play against MTS in the upper bracket finals, despite that Lakeside and Asheville being a little bit closer than we thought, we could see the flashes of just sheer dominance that this roster can, really exert when they're playing well. With JJ Slim on Soldier, Demento on Spy, Bull on Demo, they just put out so much pressure that any teams playing against them, it feels like, are always coming into fights low on health and at the risk of just having JJ come in and, orbital strike them off the map. On top of that, add in Lenny, who's probably been the best sniper in Invite this season. You've got Hunter, who's, probably competing with Marty right now for that top 2 pyro distinction. And just, someone like Logan on Scout, who's pulled some ridiculous KDs, always seems to be alive, always seems to be kind of a pain in everyone's side, and it's so difficult to imagine Hood losing.
Yeah, they're our favorites here for a reason. They went undefeated regular season, undefeated in playoffs. They're here tonight. Even if they lose tonight, we will have a bracket reset because of our format. So they have to lose twice in a row. And while you can say that Hood Naruto might get either a bit overconfident or they might just have a bad game at some point, the fact that remains that they have to have 4 of 6 bad games to not win the title this season, and that's just not a thing that we've seen them seen happen.
Right, yeah, it is worth noting that since they're coming in from the upper bracket, MCM will need to win twice in a row, once to reset the bracket, another to fully claim the title here. So, cards are definitely stacked against them. But that being said, let's get into the maps we will be seeing tonight, and we will be starting out on PL Swiftwater, which I think is we were talking about a little bit before we went live. I think is an interesting pick because Hood Naruto had shown a bit of weakness on this map, especially against Fat Peter. But we're suspecting that MCM is pretty much a total lack of experience on it in the playoffs, as well as a fairly easy regular season match, means that they're just picking it because they don't think they've got enough experience on it.
Yeah, Hood Naruto taking the map means that they're confident that they will be the better team here. If it's your first map pick, you're going to choose the one you think you can take the easier 1-0 on, even though in Highlander a lot of times it's not the case as we've seen. But with Swiftwater, it's interesting because we haven't seen this map very much be played by MCM. As you mentioned, they had very easy matchup in the regular season, not present at all in the postseason for them. And yeah, they have to adapt to playing it a bit because they haven't been playing Swiftwater at all. So Hood Naruto probably just confident they're going to be the better team on the map. And something that's interesting, by the way, is with payload maps that have been present, it's pretty much just been Vigil's been a favorite for a lot of people. Like the map that they're confident letting through and picking or playing is Vigil. Upward has been completely absent in pick ban, and spoiler, there's no Upward here today again. It went completely through, unpicked, unbanned. So no one wants that. So Swiftwater is going to be the Vigil substitute here, as Vigil did get banned second rotation.
Right, and additionally, just to give a little bit of context, this started off with MCM banning Lakeside, which, not the biggest surprise. If they had watched the upper bracket finals against with Hood Naruto against MTS, they would have seen just how deadly Hood Naruto can be on that map. MCM probably not favorites on it either, considering they lost their regular season match to it to MTS. So getting thrown that out early, and then Hood going for the Steel ban map. I personally would have loved to have seen, but Steel
If you're
is
the better
always
team,
exactly yeah.
Flips.
If Hood's probably in a position, arguably, where they feel like they can win on any map that might not be Steel, and Steel has that reputation for being an upset map. So just throw out the highest variance map right away, and they think they should be able to go just fine. But after that Swift pick, which we saw after those two bans, MCM goes and picks Asheville. So what are your thoughts on that, Zach?
I think it's interesting. We saw them take the 3-2 against MTS last week, and it was their opponent's map pick at the time, so it was an upset in the stats. And if for those of you who watched that match, you'll know that for all their players that played very well, they still had some issues in the medic department where Rogue had a bit of an unlucky game to forget. Just didn't play his best, and they dropped Uber 4 times, might as well have been 5 with a 99% death, and yet they still managed to win without 5 Ubers that they could have had. And when that happens, you're thinking, okay, well, we won the map. What happens if we don't drop 5 Ubers? Maybe we'll be really good at the map. So they probably went to scrims this week thinking we can try to perfect our Asheville. Hopefully we have a bit better luck this time around, and then we're confident we can play it well.
Right, and again, on top of that, if you want to add a little bit more, evidence behind that too, MTS had a very close game with Hood Naruto on Asheville. MCM managed to beat MTS on Asheville again with those 5 drops. So if you're running some transitive theory here, then maybe that ends up being a good pick for them. But after the Asheville pick, we see MCM going for the Vigil ban, so not trusting their ability to play against Hood Naruto on that. Interesting again that it's the Vigil gets banned over Upward, but MCM did disappoint on Vigil when that was their own pick against MTS in the first round of playoffs, so maybe some negative feelings on it still kind of lurking around.
It could have also been just like, okay, if we leave Vigil and Upward up, and then they have to choose between product and then with one of those 2 payloads, they figured they'd choose Vigil over product, but product over Upward.
Yeah, since I guess Upward's just kind of the
one likes Upward this season.
Redheaded stepchild of playoffs.
I don't disagree with them. We should rotate that map out.
There's our in-game notification going out right now. So if you've got the game open, you just see that popping up. But after the Vigil ban between Upward and Product, Hood Naruto went with Product, which should be an interesting rematch should we make it there, as Hood Naruto essentially spawn camped MCM on Product in their regular season match on it. However, that was when MCM was in the, I think, the worst part of their kind of roster shakeups, on top of missing, Watterson and some other mains. So if you kind of assume that one doesn't really count due to how many players MCM were missing, then it should be a good kind of ending point. But we'll have to make it there first.
Yeah, making it there is what MCM are going to be striving to do tonight. Surviving on their own pick of Asheville is what they're going to be looking for. If they could get some rounds or some prominence here on Swiftwater, which is our first map, that might give them some confidence moving forward. But for now, Hood and Naruto are definitely favored on our first map of the night.
Yeah, it is their pick. You want to assume that their logic behind it is giving them enough reasons to pick this. That being said, I do feel like from what we saw on 2 weeks ago in that upper bracket finals, I'm a little skeptical of the Asheville pick, just because I feel like Hood Naruto on Koth is just monstrous.
Yeah, you gotta wonder what they take though, because Steel, like, if they don't want Asheville, Steel's banned. You choose between Vigil, Upward. If their plan is to second round Vigil because they're not confident on it, that leaves you Upward, and no one wants to play Upward. So
I guess, but
they probably just took the most favored Koth map towards them. It's not an easy process, obviously. When you're picking maps against the best team in the league, you're gonna have a point where you're like, okay, well, we might be more favored here than somewhere else. It could still be rough, but yeah, the maps they've picked, likely this is what they think their best chance to take it is.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully we should be able to see how well these picks turn out in not too much time. There are 18 players in server. Blake is sitting in spec. Believe someone mentioned in chat he had something come up, so we're waiting on him to get back, and we should go pretty soon after that. So let's start wrapping up the pregame a bit, Zag. What are your predictions for Swiftwater?
I'm gonna have to go 2-0 for Hood. I just think that MCM, they haven't been fresh on this map. They haven't played it very much this season. The regular season might have been easy, so they took the scrims a bit lax. Hopefully that's not the case, but keep in mind they were shuffling their roster at the time, so that experience might not be the most applicable. And if they get the word this week that Hood Naruto first pick Swiftwater, your options to scrim are pretty limited. You have the teams who will still scrim after getting eliminated from playoffs on Swiftwater, and those guys haven't necessarily played the map that much either. The only one with experience on it is Fat Peter. So your only scrim is Fat Peter. Your only real scrim on this map is going to be Fat Peter going into this week. I just think they're going to be too rusty overall to be able to defeat Hood Naruto on it.
I'll say a 2-1 here. I think that I like MCM's team profile here on Swiftwater. If Watterson can contest against Lenny, I think he's going to give them a really big leg to stand on. And I think that this map, especially on 3rd and 4th, is going to give BM ample opportunities to try to find stabs and create some chaos in the backline, which, as we saw last week, BM and Watterson really were their kind of biggest win cons, I think. On top of ODB being in here, I think is going to help mitigate some of the advantage that Bull has in the spam department. So if MCM has their strats down, I can easily see them taking a half here. But I don't see them keeping up with Hood Naruto in the long run.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you are MCM here and you want to take this map and upset, take a round, maybe even go all the way, you're looking at the playmakers who were so impactful last week. BM on that spy, who had an amazing performance that it's not that you weren't necessarily expecting, but one that just exceeded all expectations for him. You have Triple, who's going to be able to take Uber's standard as he always does, getting the reliable damage and cleanup, and then ODB flanking him this time. So like Dog is very serviceable. Dog is probably like I would argue he's like top 4, if not top 3 demo men right now, being able to play the game, but. Yeah, ODB is a whole nother beast in a lot of ways, where like he historically is the best demo man to play, and if he's able to kind of get into the groove of things, the combo of Triple, Marty, and ODB is absolutely threatening.
Yeah, and I think Marty's impact on Swiftwater can't be kind of understated either, because there's so many points on Swift where just having a Pyro who doesn't bleed, makes sure he's in the right position, knows how to stay and deny Ubers while also not taking too many heals and putting himself at risk, can just absolutely stonewall pushes in so many points. You think about upper second. You think about the left side offensive push on last, trying to get some ground on 4th. And it looks like we've got some interesting things going on here as Blake got admin kicked from server. It looks like he's rejoining. So
Yeah, he had some
I
issues.
think he's
they're getting it.
Should be back soon, and
We'll have this game for you guys started shortly. It's 15 minutes. It's 20 minutes after. We're 5 minutes behind schedule. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, hopefully it's just as long as we go before 10, I think we'll be in a decent spot.
But if this goes to 3 maps, and considering first map is Swiftwater, things could
Tuesday
get
Highlander! Woo!
Yeah, but Playmakers for...
You're already up. It looks like everyone's in. Should hopefully be going in no time at all. Will they, won't they? Will they, won't they?
Oh, I heard a re-ready. We're waiting to get this
Hood,
game.
Just waiting on MCM.
Apparently we got some issues with tagging up. Only person not tagged in the server right now is... Actually, I have config on, so I wouldn't be able to fully tell, but the server is stopped for now.
Marty doesn't have a tag on, it doesn't look like. I don't think Callow does either. Although I don't know if it's... I don't know if Hood's telling themselves to tag up or not, but we continue to wait.
Yeah,
and are we paused?
Yeah, I thought the server just stopped. But I'm not getting a disconnect notification, so this pregame pause, like, keep in mind, this is a minute and a half in the future, so what probably happens is we ready up, and
someone's
then
like
AFK
in pregame, yeah.
Yeah, so... It'll be a bit longer till we get this game to you, don't worry, we're as disappointed as you guys. We have to sit here and entertain you, I'm just kidding, but... Yeah, we can talk a little bit about... So it looks like it's going to be MCM starting on blue side here. What do you think about that? Because this is... MCM do get to choose their side, because this is Hood's pick, right?
Yeah, I've said it in the past, I'll say it again, I feel like the only reason you would ever not want to start on defense on a stopwatch map is because you've got some cheese that you think is gonna be really effective and just get you a really quick time, a snowball, and then, you know, put them off kilter on the defense and hopefully tilt them. Which means that, you know, reverse engineering and applying my logic to everyone else, I want to see some MCM crits here. Because I think crits on Swiftwater is one of the most under-researched strategies in the game.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before. Mialto and Zukima and some other people have discussed how do you do tunnel hold. And keep in mind, this is her Naruto defending here first. They're probably going to pull out the tunnel hold, which if you guys didn't see the Swiftwater match they played against Fat Peter or any of the ones that they played earlier in the season, there's a new hold this season for Swiftwater where on second, instead of backing out immediately all the way to the upper platforms and railings, you stay in tunnel with a sentry gun and you hold the S bend where the cart needs to go to exit the tunnel. It's been interesting to see what teams have tried to do to break it. You can send people behind, you can try and do like a flank or a pincer play, or you can try to brute force through the tunnel if you're confident that you can get control of space. There's been no like 100% success rate way of people just found that you should do this every time. But it's still like all very much in progress, where the hold, it's still being worked out entirely, the pushes to break it are still being worked out, so to have this in a grand final Swiftwater is definitely very exciting.
Yeah, and I think interesting too is that we mentioned the tunnel hold. We saw that first in MTS against Somebody Help back in week 5, I believe it was. And then during the community Highlander night, Spamfest mentioned that MTS started running it because they copied it off of Hood, running it in scrims. So that's if Hood is the source of it, they are probably going to be pretty proficient on it. And then, as you mentioned, yeah, it was like me, you, Zuki, was someone else there when we were labbing out the tunnel hold. Pretty sure we figured out a way that could invalidate it, but it's a little bit counterintuitive. So if you're not expecting
it's not something you're going to make up on the spot.
Yeah,
like you need to, which is what the pause is for.
Yeah, you need to send. We reasoned it out. You send your sniper. Wait until there's no one dead on the defense. Send your sniper to their spawn and have him just look into the tunnel. And it creates a really interesting kind of sightline that forces the defense to play in some really easily like concentrated positions. Just everyone's sitting in the same spot, meaning that a lot of the kind of conditions you need to maintain the tunnel hold, not letting the offense get into certain areas, ends up kind of going awry. But as
it's all very theoretical.
It's all theoretical. And as we saw in the Somebody Help match, if you're not prepared for it, you're probably not thinking of sending your sniper behind on a secret agent mission to hold an angle at their own spawn. So
That's why I think Swiftwater is so exciting here to see, because if we say that Hood Naruto, they have some strats and they picked this map for a reason, and then MCM are not as up to date on the map, they haven't had as much experience on it this season. You have to think MCM going into this, how much preparation did they do for this Swiftwater pick? Did they look at Hood Naruto's VODs? Did they know exactly how they hold and what they can do to break it? And if they have something, maybe that's why they chose offense first. Maybe they have a way that they're going to sucker punch Hood Naruto's tunnel hold and put a fast time on the board. And if they do that, we might see the tides of this match turn kind of early.
yeah, I think that's actually a really interesting strat. I'd love it if they thought it out that far ahead.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. That'd be like evolving the game mode past what it's been before.
These are TF2 players, so
yeah.
The the assumption is to assume less thought rather than more. But that would be phenomenal to see if they do come out with something. Because again, the main reason why you don't really see tunnel hold is because the normal hold on Swiftwater second is really powerful, and you don't want to risk anything that could throw that off. On top of the very short distance between second and third, meaning that a snowball is completely possible, could force you back onto fourth almost immediately.
Yeah, Swiftwater, a very important map to get your snowballs down, because if you're there's so many points in this map, it's 5 points, and a lot of them are very long walk-ups, where if you can get 2 points in one shot, that'll drastically cut your time. Swiftwater times can range from 7 minutes to 15, and maybe even less than 7 if you're getting a snowball going. They can be 6 if you manage to snowball through second, third, and
I've seen 5. I've seen in the 5s if you really go fast. But
yeah, so with such a variance on this map because of the times, if you can get multiple points in one shot, you're saving yourself a lot in the long run.
On top of that, if you assume that the tunnel hold is really more of an extension of a first hold than a second hold, you can essentially have 5 different holds on this map.
Yeah, and what the goal of the tunnel hold is, by the way, for those of you who haven't seen it in action, your goal is to force them to Uber in the tunnel and contest them early, so that they have to use their initial pushes getting the cart out of the tunnel. Normally, when you hold upper on second, the cart kind of gets just pushed out of tunnel for free. Your flank will eventually just get it out, and then you can have your combo drop on it from their normal apartments push. But if you're able to stall early and make them use their initial pushes on getting that cart forward, and then you can back out to a choke hold, you're essentially getting 2.5, 1.5 to 2 holds out of your normal 1 hold. Because granted, you're not going to be able to probably get upper if they push you too far back, but the goal is to back out to a choke position where you can have them, maybe they need to Uber onto the cart to get it. Your medic can leave easily through choke. They have to focus a sentry gun on the ground, and then you've essentially gotten 1.5 holds out of it.
Yeah, again, the ideal is that you're able to back out and get into upper second, or at the very least milk enough time off of it that it gives you 3-4 minutes and you've got enough. And Blake just got kicked again, and Banny just joined?
Are we sure?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the real Banny or not. This could be a troll. It is the real Banny. We're getting word from Dolphin. So it looks like Logan is switching to medic, and Banny's coming in to play scout.
Huh. He's on the roster, right?
I believe he is.
Okay, well, Blake's issues apparently snowballed into getting Banny into the server, so if that's not a grand finals plot twist, I don't know what is.
Blake showing up in Twitch chat saying that he's currently vomiting. Hey Blake, how's it going, buddy?
Well, at least now you can watch your team come in and play in HD, so hopefully you feel better, Blake, but this is interesting. I'm sure you would have played perfectly fine, but this is just funny. This is just a funny coincidence that's gonna be going through and known for a while.
Hood Naruto calling in the Hokage here.
That's a good thing to think about, though, because how much experience does Logan have this season on medic? I'm sure he can play it if he's given the time to warm up on it. But has he done it? Do we know if Logan's gonna be fine here? Does he know what to do in the Ubers, who they're gonna take, what all the micro is gonna be like? Because I know Logan's capable of that as a player, but for it to happen suddenly is interesting.
Well, one of the things that I think is interesting is that Logan, I think one of the only maybe complaints you can levy against him as a player is that he's not the most talkative. And putting him on medic now is perfect. And it's going to allow Bull and Banny and Demento to just, fully micromanage the entire team. So as long as he's got his, his spy awareness up, and he's not going to, completely throw anything too far out of the works here, I think having Banny on scout is probably an upgrade.
Yeah,
Nothing against Logan on Scout, but it's pretty difficult to think about many players who Banny wouldn't be an upgrade for.
in a similar kind of way though, with like Logan, he could perfectly fine on Medic if he has time to get used to it. When's the last time Banny played Highlander Scout?
Irene?
I'm sure he could play a very good Highlander Scout if he's done it recently and if he knows what they're doing. If he's not done it in quite a while, is he really going to be like that, like as nearly as oppressive as he is in sixes? Because he's a fantastic player.
Banny had a stroke sometime between the last time he mained and now, and he's just going to feed in on card over and over again.
Yeah, like, does he know what the card rotation
I don't think
like
that's really going to happen.
moment?
It doesn't look like Banny's actually rostered, so this is a ringer, apparently.
I mean, I guess they do know Banny, so probably needed him one day, get some content for his stream, but it's a lot of questions being raised here that we didn't necessarily have to ask before, so it's just really interesting coming in.
RGL page to get an answer on when he last played.
We have ticked into 10 o'clock, so we're 30 minutes late, but we do have at least something to keep the entertainment going.
And now would be the time where the RGL website isn't loading for me. I want to see when the last time we mained was. He was probably rostered on some version of K&D a few seasons back.
Rostered, like when he main.
I think we're going.
Oh my god, we're doing it. Grand Finals, Hood Naruto, Man Crush Monday. We're loading in, we got all 18 finally. It's 30 minutes after, but we got Banny in the server as a response, and here we go. Red team, Hood Naruto, blue team, MCM.
Yeah, it looks like he was rostered on Krusty Krab back in Season 6, but I don't think he played that season. He was rostered on K&D in Season 5, and I think that was the last time he would have played. It was probably Season 5. That or Season... He was rostered on K&D in Seasons 2, 3, and 5 then. So, Banny coming in after a few seasons off. Going to be just another point to kind of follow in this match, and one that I think is going to retroactively put the focus on Swiftwater even more so.
Yeah.
Because really Koth against Banny probably not the ideal.
Harder than his payload.
I wonder what MCM's thoughts on this are. I wonder how they view Logan on Scout, and I wonder if they potentially think that the upgrade from Logan to Banny on Scout is not worth the downgrade from Blake to Logan on Med.
Yeah, there's a bunch of questions being
asked.
And if that's
true, then
they allowed this.
They allowed this. Yeah, I imagine this is a ringer, and I don't think Banny counts as a default ringer for anyone at this point. But we are underway here. MCM getting started. Waterson going to ring off the first kill onto Carson. Banny caught outside of tunnel by ODB, so 2 down right away. This is still first point. The frags don't really matter all that much. But
he's trying to get something, but not going to find it. Power going to reflect his rocket, and he goes down early. Demento stabbed Waterson as well, so no offensive sniper to pressure them early, but that will be the times 4 on cart. First going to be capped up in short order here. Could have all their players alive.
No
and
tunnel
it looks like they're backing off the tunnel hold. They don't want to pull out yet. Maybe they're not confident overdoing it when your medic and scout don't, they don't know what exactly they're doing in the hold, so either way,
looks like you're lagging a bit, Zag. I'm not sure if that's coming through on my end either, but
I'm not sure who's exactly the robot, but I think it was Alto, but he's had issues in the past, so I'm gonna assume that I'm fine for now. Dolphin, am I fine?
It's the Mumble then.
Mumbledito.
Alright, well, Robot Cast right now. Not too much going on.
Whole Sticky Trap killed a couple of cart pushers, so that would stall the push a bit here. Now we see the combos lining up top for this Uber exchange.
Yeah, just gonna wait for them to pop in here. Not too much going on. And it looks like we will see ODB going in. Uber popped out onto him, counter on to Hunter. As they are air blasting each other back and forth. Marty gonna come in and gets dropped in this Uber. Blake, it looks like, is trapped in. Memento, I think, might have come in from the back, took someone out. I'm not sure, but it was an entire MCM combo wipe.
Naruto keep all 9 players alive here. Their gun is still here, and they're gonna have an Uber advantage to work with on defense here. Bull, the shutter was left open, so Bull got a nice sticky trap in apartments. So I'm not sure if they're gonna be called there, but I'm gonna be waiting for that one, as we will be switching here to new audio program, so give us one moment, please.
Alright, it looks like we're good to go. in here in our new setup right here, right now. So after that push from, looks like we're good to go. Yeah, after we're good to go right here.
Hello,
after
hello.
That push from MCM, yep, you're coming through, Zach. So it looks like Hood Naruto, oh, we've been tabbed out for a sec, has transitioned to a floor hold right now. Carson still sitting in upper. Carson's still sitting in upper here as MCM has rotated the combo into tunnel, and Hood's dropped onto the floor to accommodate them right here. So bit of an interesting setup going on.
Yeah, Lenny's on a close angle as well. He takes a shot, doesn't hit it. The snipers are going SVS in this tunnel right now. It's going to be very important who actually lands this headshot. Neither of them has so far. The cart is on the edge of the tunnel, and it looks like MCM, in response to them dropping down, they're going to go apartments right now. There's no stick traps, so they're going to be able to walk right through. Gun is wrangling on them. They're going to drop out of apartments with this Uber. It is getting air blasted very well by Hunter, so not even have to pop yet is Logan going to be able to hold this Uber. ODB, Callow, and Triple all go down. Rogue gets bombed by JJ in the back. JJ with that tunnel collapse is going to get 3 kills and clean all of MCM up, and another great defense from Hood, and they didn't even have to pop Uber for that. So Gun really the only casualty there, and MCM, that didn't work at all.
Yeah, even worse is that Rogue died on a really late spawn, so it's just going to be even longer until they get an Uber back up. I really like the adaptation that when Jacob calls that MCM's combo has gone tunnel, everyone on Hood drops down just to, you know, kind of headbutt in there, not let them get any ground and get through that choke, which is what the Hood, or what the tunnel push is really trying to accomplish.
Yeah, if they can't even get out and make space because you're so close, then what exactly are they going to do? And now they're going to rotate back down there. Hood didn't actually have the call that so far. They're going to be able to stay up right now. They're getting pressured from tunnel. Spades actually ran in and got that Uber 4, so great play from MCM's engineer. Watterson as well wins the SVS, so there is room to work with right now for MCM. But a banner popped by Jade is going to allow them to walk forward into tunnel here. BM and Watterson do go down, and all with those casualties, it's going to be at a 7v7 here. It's a level 1 sentry gun up top, going to get sticky down by ODB as MCM are finally outside the tunnel. They got the cart out there. Now they're trying to clean people up. JJ gets ran down by Triple. Callow does get piped by Bull though, so the cart pusher, there's no heavy. ODB and Marty gonna drop as well, and now they're herded back into the tunnel here. Soapy gets a lot of space forward, but they have lost players. It's no one left on cart for MCM. It's just the sniper. Watterson gonna have to back up as Carson is holding in upper. So MCM, they do get a lot of pressure forward, but they can't quite get the cart capped.
What's important about that, though, is that I think they got the Hood Uber out, and Rogue was not forced to use. So this is going to be a full ad coming in for MCM. They got what they needed off of that. They're now prepared to go push back into upper. The gun's still only level 1. They should hopefully be able to get a lot off of this. Uber coming out, coming in right here. Logan going to get hit low, but forced out, not going to go down. That being said, Hunter will not be long for this world. JJ Slim going to go down as well. The cart fairly close. As the Uber comes out, Logan just got that. But upper is still controlled by MCM. Callow dropping down, though.
If he can win this, he has a lot of pressure.
Oh, it's so close. Him against Carson. The sticky.
Spades comes in and shotguns down Logan. That class was perfect. Callow being a great distraction. Spades coming in on it. And the Hood Naruto combo has been wiped in its entirety. They're going to get the second capture in 5:20. It's not a pretty time, but at least they can keep going here. With all their numbers advantage, they should be able to pressure into third.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people running in here right now. ODB's going to go down, but they got Banny in exchange. JJ's bomb going to be stalled up here as he's forced to go back and get out.
But he finds Demento onto Triple.
Finding Triple, yeah, getting that scout out is going to slow the cart down, and it's pretty much going to call a halt onto this snowball right here. Rogue and Callow forced to kite towards the
Rogue
IT
has
side.
97%. Someone needs to get with him before he gets collapsed on, but Spades is going to push that heavy back out of main. Rogue's going to get onto a player, and they do have Uber to work with now. Banny gets taken down. Callow was traded. So no heavy up for MCM here, but they do have a 50% Uber ad. They lost another cart pusher, Lenny another headshot, as they're going to look to walk into Red Room here. It's going to be a solo onto ODB with a power to back him up. He gets out here without even have to pop early. They're going to try and get onto Logan. One more pipe will do it, and he will get taken down by the rocket from Soapy. So no medic for the side of Hood Naruto. They're going to go onto cart here, but in the back,
the Wrangler!
Carson in the back is on the cart, cleaning people up. Banny and Peren going to help clean up as well. Rogue and ODB go down. Callow a late casualty here, and what looked like a really good start because they got the enemy medic. They just got collapsed on from all angles.
Yeah, what was big there too was that Demento came in and stabbed Logan off cart again. And then while they were able to kill Logan, they didn't get Peren's gun, and she was able to just wrangle down 2 people. Rogue, then left alone, goes down, and it's another successful defense. Another kind of newer innovation on SwiftOrder we've been seeing is this just full lower hold coming out of Hood. Most teams I've seen have been leaning towards this one. Instead of worrying about holding them in IT and dealing with the sightlines from Red Room, you just stick everyone lower. And let them drop down into you, because when they drop down, they're going to be putting themselves in a really awkward position. Carson playing a little bit more aggressively than I'm used to seeing, but Lenny finding the shot onto Watterson is going to be great. ODB walking through IT, up in heaven right now, trying to get spam down, get some good damage onto Bull, but will not find any kills.
JJ and Banny gonna get caught out. BM the trade for that. As Spades though getting sniped out. Demento finding Callow, and the pick classes for Hood are both on 4Ks.
Yeah, a lot of kills coming through for the pick classes for Naruto. Lenny getting a lot of headshots here on people, and they're getting these picks like while MCM want to pressure. So both teams are on full Uber now, and they've been delayed. And there's Demento in the back, finds the stab onto Rogue, dropping him. Rogue's first drop of the match, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. Now they're going to be stuck here on this third hold for a lot longer. There's almost no way to force the medic here unless your spy finds a miracle play, but even that's not easy. They're going to look to go into upper with some sacks, and they do find Bull. A stab from BM's going to do it, but they only lose Bull and JJ, and Hood have held strong here.
Yeah, I mean, just the pick classes are doing so much work here.
There's the miracle backstab that I was talking about. He came from upper while the power was looking the other way, and BM matches his opponent's drop. Logan going to lose his Uber, and now MCM, they have an opening here. They're going to try and walk forward once they get all their players back.
That being said, though, I still think it's better for Hood Naruto here because you really need that offense to bust into this point. Peren's gun is so safe from a lot of spam right now that it's going to be doing a lot of damage, and it's going to be difficult for Soapy to really get any meaningful damage off onto it to try to snipe it out ahead of time. So without that Uber on MCM's side, you know, I think Hood's happy to trade that, essentially. They're not happy about the timing because it's giving Rogue a, 40-50% ad here. But overall, just the fact that they were able to get Rogue means that it's going to be a massively stalled push, and they've already gone through a lot of time.
Yeah, obviously when both meds drop, you're going to have just stalemating, but obviously stalemating on payload favors the defense as they get more time. Heavy's both peeked out, and it looks like Carson lost that battle. Callow died as well, so now MCM with their Uber advantage, they're going to come out of IT here, looking to drop down, do some work onto the enemy combo. It's getting reflected, but Lenny and JJ have gone down early. Pren as well going to get fired down, and now all this cap time should pay off for MCM. There's a spine behind, gets his knife melted. Demento gets caught on that one, doesn't quite find Rogue, so MCM will be able to keep their medic alive. Logan does still have Uber though, going to be at 95%. We'll have in just a second here. Hood kept enough players alive that they're able to walk out here, but you have to watch out because Watterson is on this wide angle, and MCM do have control of the ramp.
Just, yeah, I mean, Logan is up on Uber right here, so you got to imagine they can use back in if they want, but BM going to find JJ. No soldier to bomb in right here, and the Uber does come out, forced out onto Bull. Rogue kiting all the way back into spawn. Good reflex coming out of Marty. Make sure none of those pipes will hit his medic. And while a bunch of kills are going over Hood Naruto's way, the ad has gone into the favor of MCM, something they got to be happy about.
Yeah, Hood are using the space though. They're looking to walk forward onto the choke here and get some aggressive positioning, see if they can get some damage, some maybe force the Uber early. We see Callow get headshot again, so he's going to be on a respawn timer. Demento on one as well. And now it looks like they're looking to walk forward and choke here. Rogue's on 99, going to be at 100%, looking to get some kills. Gun is close, so it's going to need to get wrangled here. Does do a lot of work, doing a lot of distraction. It's not even down yet, but all of Hood has escaped because of it. Now they're going to get back. Here's a bomb in from JJ. One rocket onto Rogue, can't find a second, gets taken down. Banny and JJ are both dead here. It's a 9v7, but the health is awful in MCM. They have so many players in the red. Spades is the first casualty. ODB does land a pipe onto Pren though. Callow's getting cleaned up by Carson, and now MCM are trying to retake some space here. Their health is so bad. They do keep them alive. Here's Demento on Rogue, gonna find the stab, gets taken down. A revolver shot onto Soapy, cleaning him up, and there is Hood's re-push. They're gonna be able to get back on the sheeting and have a full Uber ad to defend.
Yeah, I think that MCM might have had something there because right when their Uber faded, everyone on Hood was forced back onto the ramp on the tracks. But no one on MCM decided to take any space. To really get a good push off on Swift Order 4th, you need to not only force the defense back, but you need to spread out, take that left side. You know, distract them, give the defense multiple angles to shoot at. Soapy, though, coming in on a big bomb, gonna do some good damage, helps take out Banny, but no meaningful frags there. Lenny snipes out Watterson as well, so they can play forward now and continue to exert pressure. And it's just more struggles for MCM to overcome.
Yeah, now they don't even have Uber, they don't have any players set up in the house, and they have to basically start from scratch here on this fourth push. It's already a 9-10. Lenny gonna win that SVS as well. That's just more pressure that Hood have to walk out here and deny MCM. Soapy is in the house with Triple. They aren't gonna be able to walk out. The Triple's very low and gets sticky down by Bull. Good job kind of threading that sticky through the window. So now MCM, they're 95%. They're gonna get Triple alive. They do need him to push. Demento is taken down, so no threat on Rogue for the time being. They're gonna look to get their players to push forward here. BM is looking to walk forward. He is taking some damage. He needs to be in position for this push because there is a level 2 gun on the ramp here. Now we see MCM. They're going to walk forward. Triple ODB are taking point here. They both get chunked to half HP. Here's the bomb from, looks like Soapy, gonna get blasted into the corner and taken down. Here's the Uber now over the main ramp. It's gonna get responded to in kind by Hunter, air blasting them back. We see Bull getting some flashes, laying some stickies out. Spades has gone down early. The Hood Naruto flank is out here. Triple gonna get the trade kill. Lenny doesn't get stabbed. The sniper is still there as Bull's gonna pipe down Callow, and now there's no combo left for MCM, and there's the headshot. Lenny gonna shoot down Rogue on his retreat, and Hood Naruto are standing tall here.
Yeah, I don't think Lenny's died yet on 4th, and it's just so much pressure. You need to find sniper picks if you really want to get a good push off here, unless you can either, leverage a hard Uber advantage. Spade's really far forward, getting the cart up the ramp, gonna be forced back off, and there is Demento finding yet another pick. But Watterson, the big kill, finally taking out Lenny out on that balcony. Gonna open space up for MCM right now once they get their spawners back in. Looks like they're going for a garage push. Taking the left side immediately, knowing there's no sniper. I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, they have to go before Logan has Uber here. They're looking to bomb forward. Soapy did a lot of damage, and the cart is going to get capped, so fantastic pressure from MCM there. Allows them to get forward and take that point even with no Uber. They are going to lose some players in the cleanup, but that's fine. That's what they want. They get the gun, they clean up the flank of Hood Naruto, and they're going to be able to contest here. Logan does have full Uber for defense, so MCM will have to wait a bit before they go. It's 11:48 or 12:48 through 4, excuse me, and that's not the time you're looking for MCM here. They're going to try and salvage as much as they can, but Hood Naruto having a very good defense.
Yeah, not only that, they don't even have an Uber advantage to really snowball off of here. You gotta hope for either maybe one of those miracle drops that BM, got last time, but he's gonna get taken out right as I say that, so nothing coming soon right here. It was a really good, 4th push from MCM once they got that pick onto Lenny. Going through garage, spreading out left side, forcing them to say, hey, either you guys gotta come out of ramp and fight us in the open or just back up. Hood Naruto chose to back up, knowing they have enough time here, and they can, continue to farm this.
MCM have their combo in right lobby right now, defensive right. They have a sniper as well. They're going to push forward here. It's 9v9 full on this push. They're trying to trade spam here. It is very hard to get a good Uber in through upper. You need to get some damage early and get out before Pyro kind of shoves you all into the low ground. So there looks like they're going to rethink that. They are grouping up in the middle here looking for picks, and they do find Bull early. Great stickies by ODB. Going to give his team an advantage here, and the Ubers are being traded in right lobby here. Pyro standing tall, Hunter air blasting it back, and the Ubers will essentially get nothing here as it's going to be a 9v9 once again. JJ does die in the side, and Lenny going to lose that SVS, so MCM have some room here. Banny and Pren also dropping, but Demento chain stabbing Rogue and ODB. No medic demo for the side of MCM, but it doesn't matter. Too many kills came on the post Uber, and they will be able to push the cart in and capture it. 14:22 is the time. It's still a very good defense for Hood Naruto. Pretty much what we were expecting out of them.
Yeah, while that Uber was kind of just a wet noodle fight over on the left side, Watterson snuck into the right hallway and was able to just take as many pot shots as he wanted at the Hood Naruto combo. I mean, it ends up being a fairly quick last push, but 14 minutes really not what you want to be seeing right here.
Yeah, and those big playmakers we were talking about for MCM that we needed to see pop off, with BM and Watterson being the pick classes, those two are sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard, least points in the game at 17 and 19. Not to say they didn't have their moments. BM had the drop on 3rd, Watterson had those pot shots at the end, but they're not consistently having the performance that they need to have if they want to be successful here. Meanwhile, Demento, 46 points, most of anyone in the server besides the medics, having great impact here.
Yeah, and I mean, just he was consistently fighting those picks exactly when, right before MCM was trying to do something too. These aren't, these aren't your like garbage time, random 2Ks that don't matter. These are killing Callow, killing Triple, killing Rogue right before they're about to push, taking out someone that's really key for the push to go off right as they're about to go in, forcing them into that really nasty decision of, do we push a man down or do we just wait even longer?
Yeah, either way, that's a very good defense for Hood. Now going to switch to the blue side, looking to complete this round, which should be in their pocket if everything we see comes to fruition. And now we're going to see a lot of card stacking. Here's the bomb early from Bull and JJ trying to find some damage. MCM not going to lose anyone yet. Heavy has Fist, so he is perfectly fine. For MCM here, you need to have multiple holds on multiple of these points. You can't get snowballed at any point here, otherwise you will probably lose the game.
Interesting of note, Spades' gun is already set up in 2nd, meaning that they're not even going to attempt to go for a tunnel hold either, which I was kind of hoping we may see. But it doesn't look like it's something they probably have practiced too much, so not going to feel comfortable doing it. They're going to back up. RJ, or ODB, excuse me, get some stickies down in tunnel that maybe you can find a kill or two later, but it'll ultimately be a very fast first cap. We move into 2nd, somewhere where I think MCM is going to hope to get the bulk of their defense, if not all of it. Because one of the easiest ways to defend a 15-minute time is to just hard hold
2nd. Yeah,
yep, exactly.
Yeah, with that said, looks like we're going to be lining up here. Hood Naruto have their players up top. They have Bandy with us as well. They're going to take Bandy through the shutter here. Another thing you normally see. Scout looking to walk forward here. Pyro not getting Ubered until they're already out here. It's a Pyro v Pyro on the front. Hunter trying to make some space, but no one getting quite through. Bandy does get dropped at the end. Hunter as well, and that will be a good defense on the Uber v Uber fight. It's a 2-0 in favor of MCM.
Yeah, here a little. I heard some medic damage and I got excited for a sec, but oh, he did. Okay. Demento's deep back at the enemy spawn. I think, is he looking for a spot to Enforcer the gun? He's just calming, maybe. Did he have shimmered? No, I didn't. I thought Callow just shot a bullet at him, but no. Looks like MCM, knowing that Hood is rotating through tunnel, goes for the same thing they do, and they drop down, looking to kind of just meet them in the tunnel here and go for the headbutt. Bull gonna get sniped out. JJ going down as well. I heard a banner coming out. Was that JJ's or is that? That is a battalion's coming out of Soapy, so they can play forward here, not really having to worry about anything Hood does. It forces them out of tunnel, back onto first. Just, you know, more kills they got, more time off the clock. Just got to keep it up if you're MCM.
Yeah,
Don't
so
look at the
far,
time,
so
just worry about holding.
Yeah, so far so good for MCM right now. They did get that re-push in, got a lot of cleanup. And now it's going to be Uber v Uber once again. It went well the first time. We're going to see what Hood Naruto attempts to do in response. Looks like they wanted to buff some players upper, but now they're moving towards tunnel with their medic. Looks like they want to pop out. Demoman's on stickies here, doesn't get popped in time, and Bull's going to walk out, try to spam the gun. It is getting shot with the Enforcer. Demento going to help take that one out. Gun down for Spades. Now looks like MCM's combo dropping down to contest on Cart. Hunter blasting them back a bit. Carson is the first casualty, so Hood without a heavy. Banny as well gets flared down, and there's Bull getting butter knifed in the back by BM, and now it's a pretty big advantage for MCM here. It's a 9v6 and another good hold for them.
Butter knifed in the back would have been a backstab. I think that's from the front, Zag. You play Spy, you should know that.
In the back lines, okay?
Be more clear about that then. You sound like a fool. But yeah, no, as you said though, really good hold out of MCM. You know, held that Uber as long as they needed to. Something really important is that when the offensive team Ubers out of tunnel, you don't pop in immediately. Milk it as long as you can.
Ooh, they're shoving through immediately.
Lots of pressure coming in. Yeah, Rogue gonna find himself caught.
Oh, Banny's on him.
Down. Yeah, Banny finds him. Callow is still an upper spamming Cart, but it looks like there's a ton of MCM defenders down right there, and that they just weren't ready for the kind of nut up and run out through tunnel immediately push. Spades losing his gun ended up causing a lot of pressure not to do too much.
Yeah, MCM were convincingly winning the Uber v Uber trade, so Hood said, let's switch up the tempo, let's go off Uber, and they completely caught MCM with their pants down. That's a second cap coming in. So far they have 2 points in, what is that, 5 minutes?
4, really. 4. It was about 14,
yeah, because the 1 minute
right?
setup, yeah.
So not even. It's less than 4 minutes through second, which is not the pace that is going to get you a 15-minute hold.
Yeah, now MCM on third here. That Uber diss out as well. Hood already have. They're looking to get in IT and make a push happen. Soapy is down as well, so no banner for this defense. Just went down. We see Heavy backing up, and there's the drop out. Demento gonna get the stab onto ODB, which is nice. And then Spades as well going down. No NG on this defense. Demento, only one who's lost his life so far for Hood. And this is an easy third cap. BM can't quite get the pick he wanted, and that will be third capped up right after second. So there's the snowball that Hood wanted, and the one that MCM couldn't let happen.
Yeah, and that all came off of Rogue dying to Banny there. Just not having Uber meant that there's no way for them to contest that. They just got to force the Uber out, give it up, and hope to get a fourth hold. But Hood is super aggressive in on fourth. Callow's already going to find himself going down a little bit too far forward. JJ going in for a jump. Demento's going to get his knife melted, but not going to find anything right away. Rogue's going to be forced to use. Gets hit low by something. Might have
Look
been
at that air blast from Hunter. Hunter's floating triple.
Lord, yeah, just pops him up. Make sure he cannot chase Logan out. And that throws the ad right back in favor of Hood Naruto right here. Carson's going to be a bit of a late spawner right here. The last one going down, but it'll be up by the time Logan has Uber, and that's really all that matters.
Yep, it's a very good time for Naruto, all things considered right now. They're in perfect shape to end up taking this. They just make some pushes work here. Logan with 90%, Rogue with 45. Looks like Hood are grouping people in the right house. They're going to want to push through the side instead of up that car ramp. Oh, Logan! Find the shot onto Logan through that crack in the house. And with that, they're going to lose their medic entirely. It's going to be a sack now for Hood. JJ's looking to jump forward. There is a soldier in their back line, but they're peeking forward. Soapy and Waterson do go down, so that's some good work. Hood Demento as well gets to step onto Callow, so a lot of picks for Hood, and they're just overwhelming their opposition. MCM lost 6 immediately, even though the opponents had no medic. Pure DM and aggression for Naruto is essentially going to win them fourth.
Strong and independent Highlander team who don't need no med. Yeah, but the sack call ended up being so effective. Hood or MCM wasn't really expecting it, I don't think. They thought they got the med. Oh, we can keep coasting here, but yeah, that's going to be fourth capped, and now 9 or 8.5 minutes left on last, and That's an uphill climb if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, they do have Uber for now, so it shouldn't be over anytime shortly. Now we're going to be able to kind of get Uber for Hood, stabilize a bit here, but MCM need to make this work over and over and over again. They need, what, 7 successful defenses in a row here if they want to be able to take this round.
The
Hood,
move here is wipe and retake fourth. Actually.
that's a possibility, yeah. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pull it off with their lack of experience on Swiftwater, which we have seen come out here. And now it looks like they're gonna lose triple early, so no Scout to get on the cart.
Oh, big bomb though coming out of JJ, gonna find Spades and gets the force off right there.
They do get a lot of
They
pressure,
got 7 kills. Logan does make it out. This is where they're doing it. ODB's running out onto fourth.
They have to stay here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Banny was in good position there, ran Logan out. Now Logan has full Uber to work with. MCM need to force them outside of last here. If Hood can make it to last and get this Uber v no Uber, the game should end. So now they're holding on fourth like the cap never even happened. Sniper is here looking over. If Watson can find another pick onto Logan, it would be their savior right now.
When's the last time you saw an entire offensive team in Garage pushing last?
Not very often. There's BM actually. He's going to be calling all their aggression here. Now Hood have gotten out in the house, going to walk forward here, try and take some damage. They are going to get kills onto Watson and Callow. The damage is working out, and MCM is going back. Hood didn't have to use. It's the worst case scenario for MCM.
At least Rogue didn't die. That may have stalled them enough. Great! Oh no! Marty gets stabbed! What really is denying? Rogue's on 95. If he can get this Uber, it's just him and Spades. He needs to live a little bit longer, but it's not going to happen. The cart goes in, and was a bit of a valiant defense on last, but ultimately not going to amount to too much as Hood Naruto takes the first half here.
Yeah, the idea was right for MCM, but they just aren't practiced. Either not practiced enough on Swiftwater to be able to respond to all of Hood Naruto's aggression, which we do see with a lot of Hood Naruto's points. They won their second and they won their fourth pushes both off Uber, and those two are like pretty much recognized as the hardest points to push on this map, if not 2 of the 3 with last in there. But whenever you win like that off Uber, it just means you know your team can just beat theirs in a pure DM fight, able to get forward, don't need the Uber exchanges to go well, just beating up on your opponents here on a map that they know better and they play better.
Yeah, it didn't seem like MCM was giving Hood Naruto the respect they deserved there. Just think about second, right? I think it was just ODB and Rogue playing on ground. Callow was still in upper, so there's no... And Marty wasn't anywhere to be found, or the gun might have been up, but I think it was either getting wrangled or harassed elsewhere, right? Needed to be wrangled or else it would have died. So in a case like that, what are Rogue and ODB doing alone? There's no one really able there to protect them if multiple people come out.
Yeah,
you figure if the gun gets sapped or goes down, then Banny can just run and kill Rogue, and that's exactly what happened. Lost them second and third.
Yeah, ODB got shredded the second all of Hood just peeked out of that tunnel off Ubers. They clearly weren't expecting it. Rogue got chased down. Banny was pistolling in the back, but it was Watterson who just had a free angle from lower. It was able to get the body shot cleanup. So yeah, just completely caught off guard. MCM, they just looked like this isn't their map. There's not much else to say. They got a 15-minute push time, and then yeah. So Hood Naruto won with like 7 minutes left. So that was like an 8-minute push for them, that's pretty good. That's average, slightly above average.
7:24, pretty much, I think, or 7:26 is what their time should have been.
It's just a complete difference on the map right now. You can say that Hood Naruto are a lot better team, but it just looks like this map is completely favoring them as well.
Yeah, we have stats up right now, I believe, and JJ having just a massive half of 27 kills. That 3 above Jacob with 24. No one on MCM breaking 17, that being ODB. And one of the things I think was really interesting was what we talked about last week about how when we compared BM to Shotaway, saying that BM style was way more high risk, high reward, whereas Shotaway provided a lot more consistency.
Here's the punish.
BM goes 9 and 21 with sub 200 DPM. Yeah, he gets that really great drop on third.
That's
that ends up
only
being
impact
key,
frag.
but that's really about it. Yeah, you figure if he's playing more of a Shotaway style spy, maybe he's able to get more done here. But again, just there's enough pressure coming out of JJ, coming out of Demento, coming out of Lenny, that everyone else on Hood Naruto just has the time to just turn around.
Yeah, and
you do that, and BM's not really all that powerful, as it turns out.
Yeah, across the board, we see Hood Naruto outperforming in most of their roles. I'm looking for exceptions here. Marty did have a pretty decent game, although Hunter was very effective when he needed to be. We saw him air blasting Ubers very well. And Pyro 79 DPM, who cares? Doesn't matter. He air blasted well, he positioned well. That's all you need from him.
Yeah, I mean, Triple did a good job. I mean, I think he could have been a little maybe more spyware. A bunch of his deaths were on offense, right as he got stabbed on cart, which when you don't have the ability to get that cap time in an Uber, it really slows down everything and, makes everyone else need to play a lot better. But yeah, other than that, really just across the board. Yeah, I mean,
A stat that I love though is Soapy is 11 kills, JJ's 27. They both have 317 DPM. They're doing the exact same amount of damage. It's just JJ's getting rewarded a lot more with her Naruto's play than Soapy is.
yeah, Soapy's going in first and dying. It feels like JJ's more going in and doing those kind of high aggressive jumps and then kind of
Landing, getting 3 kills with the same rocket.
rolled out or skirting away and then, you know, continuing to damage and going in a second time once everyone's damaged. That he jumps forward, they'll shoot at him. He you know, reverses course in midair. Then that gives Bull room to get a bunch of damage off. JJ lands on a pack, goes in a second time, and then he gets all the kills.
But yeah, other than really just the stat difference across the board from the teams, it just looks like Swiftwater. This map was picked for a reason by Hood Naruto. They're showing us why here. They're very confident on it. MCM, I'm sure they could play the map fine against most teams in this league. Hood Naruto's not one of them.
Yeah, and it does seem like there's going to be a change of server right now. I'm not entirely sure why. That's what they're discussing in chat, so we may have a bit of a... Yeah, maybe some people are getting lag on it, not sure, but we will have at least a delay while they try to work this out, if not
delays.
Yeah, if not waiting for it to get put up. So, Zag, what are you looking at as MCM's win con here? Does it exist, or do they just open and go next and start talking about product or Asheville right now?
I think starting on defense is going to be a lot better for them. Just because now, like, if they can get a 9-minute hold, at least you can think that if their playmakers do find plays on offense and they don't let Demento roll them, they don't let JJ roll them in posts, at least you can think that there's a win condition there where if they play like a standard game of Swiftwater and get the picks when they need to, win the fights when they need to, they might be able to squeeze a round out, but it's going to be very hard in general. This implies that they also like get the 9-minute defense, right? Where like this time it was a sub-minute 8 for Hood. They did do their off-Uber pushes when the Ubers didn't work, which is pretty much every time. The only time where Hood really won an Uber v Uber exchange, was there one? Because on last, then there was like a full Uber v no Uber.
Yeah, Rogue died before he got it.
I don't think
Hood won Uber exchanges on... Well, I guess they didn't lose them when they were defending second.
Yeah, they didn't lose them, but they never like took a point off of an Uber exchange on a good post, right? They kind of just aggressed, and then when they had the Uber ad...
Yeah, they got second on a dry, they snowballed it into third.
Fourth was on a
Fourth was on a dry, and last was on...
Full Uber ad.
Full Uber ad, yeah. Yeah,
they never won an Uber v Uber exchange, so while you can say it's like circumstantial evidence, MCM, with the two we saw that there were even Uber exchanges, they did very well, so... Maybe if the game slows down, it's a bit more standard for MCM. They can get a decent defense. Maybe they do have a chance here to take.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here, Zag. Mm-hmm. The best teams don't need to take even Uber exchanges.
Yeah, because they just kill everyone off time.
Exactly. So they mentioned needing a new server, but all 18 are back here, so maybe we won't be moving. But yeah, I mean, I think it goes down to what you were saying. Just we need to see the playmakers on MCM start doing more. We need to see. I want to see Callow do more on spy checking. I want to see BM maybe try to sync a little bit more with Soapy so that they can be a little bit more effective. Because
he definitely needs to. So with the BM style that I actually noticed, on one time on second, right, when they did an Uber exchange, when they're pushing, MCM's pushing, it didn't go like fantastically, it didn't go awfully. But in post, they were looking ready to go again, and BM just kind of decloaked when no one was there and died to a heavy. And it's like, if you're playing against the worst team and there's people distracting them, yeah, that can work. That's not going to work against Hood. You need to, on Spy, playing against the best teams in Highlander, you need to make sure that you're going with somebody. If you're going alone, you're not going to find anything 90% of the time.
Yeah, and I mean, judging by... Well, I was going to make a math joke with this. I don't remember what the stats were, so... VM did find those picks a little bit more than 10%
the 10%
of the time,
the 10% like big solo pick was the one in like very late post on third. Other than that, he was playing somewhat with his team. Obviously, he's not stupid, right? He is going with his team when they're calling for him too. It's just being consistent about it, where the decloak whenever you can, like even see someone, isn't going to work against Naruto. It results in 9 and 21, and it's going to do that again if he keeps doing it.
I'm very curious as to whether or not Hood's going to attempt to capitalize over the fact that Spades is keeping his gun already upper in second twice in a row.
Do they know that?
Well, if they look tunnel and they don't see it, I mean...
But it also could be, like, on the S-bench. They don't know for sure. I'm sure that, like, they think that it's not on the
regardless, it could potentially be easy to, you know, Carson pulled the jump on the vent, will get taken out, but it looked pretty impressive while he was doing it.
They're doing a lot of damage here.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. There's no gun here, so if someone just got really aggressive, they could go in and force Rogue, but it looks like MCM's going to be forced to back up and get heals, not applying any pressure right now.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty normal, all things considered. Yeah, the gun wasn't there, but it was fine. As long as their players don't feed in the front of tunnel off cooldown, then they're fine. But yeah, it will be very normal first push, all things considered, all going around. There's Waterson with a pick onto the NG. We'll slow down Cart a bit. It's only ×2 right now because of that.
Oh, also, I think part of the delay is that RJ is in the server now. Marty has departed, so
good call. We see RJ checking in here, right? Justify, and Marty will be leaving us. So unfortunately, we didn't see him. He did play very well. Good props to Marty for coming in here on short notice. But yeah, RJ's back. MCM have another piece of their main roster together.
Although I can't say I think this makes their odds
that
any
much
better,
yeah.
if not better at all. I think it's maybe a downgrade, just as I think Marty would have on Swiftwater. Maybe it may not be as noticeable.
Banning
but
Shutter again
yeah.
here. Spies
Really
in the
like
back.
the scout
ODB
into
got
upper,
dropped.
yeah.
You can't drop your demo man like that. Big mistake from Rogue now. ODB's going to be on a respawn timer. Hood. We're going to see what they want to do with that. There is a sniper in upper. It looks like because of no demo man, they're going to rotate everyone to tunnel immediately. There's no demo man to spam down on them. Now they're trying to push out through main here.
Yeah, unfortunately though, their cart was far enough back, and there were no other frags to be found. Carson going down the second he peeks out of tunnel. Bull getting hit low, almost dead. ODB fighting Hunter, yeah. High bomb coming out, and not too much is going to be found as Bull, Hunter, and JJ all go down in tunnel. I was saying though that cart being that far back and no other picks to be found means that Bull's just or ODB's just going to spawn by the time this tunnel push really goes off. So Lenny going to get revolver down in the middle of the entire team. But Logan gets a saw, so that is going to put them at a slight ad, but only 5% means it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, they were going to wait for Uber anyway, so it loses you like 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds. Yeah, but MCM, they did stabilize well. ODB got the jump up top, got alive, started spamming down. It was all fine and dandy. Peren tries to tap the cart forward, immediately gets punished by Waterson. They're going to Uber out the tunnel here. They're a bit faster than expected. Waterson going to have to back up. We see ODB taking some Uber in there. It's a solo on him. Meanwhile, Hood did have to flash a bit. There's triple running in the post, gets a kill onto Banny, and Waterson finding a post shot onto Bull is pretty big for their defense here. Now they're going to look to spam forward on cart, deny it moving forward anymore. And Waterson another snipe, this time winning the SVS. There's the collapsing from Soapy with the banner running forward.
Waterson is. He's running in there with the banner just with everyone else on his team.
Yeah, there's no demo man to spam him off, so why not just peek that? He just won the SVS, no one's going to kill him.
Yeah, no, just it's not something I was like, wait, where is Waterson? But my camera was on him, so I go into first person, and he's in the middle of the battalion's
push. Watch out for Demento here. Is he disguised as a pyro here, jumping in their backline? Okay, they noticed it was him. He left. He was disguised as a pyro AD next to Rogue.
Got his knife. Yeah, he will escape for now. Live to see another day.
Oh, there's Lenny winning the SVS this time, so now they have an opening for Hood.
No, Spades turn around. He just gets enforced, and the gun goes down right away.
Demento's on the mid. Rogue has 95. He gets just in time, but not before 3 players die. ODB and BM get killed immediately, and although they had Uber, they're going to have to back out and lose everyone. Rogue is going to look to try and reset in spawn here. He will make it out in time, but Hood have full Uber off of that. It was really bad positioning for all of MCM. They were close, and they were forced to use after people had died. So now, Hood, free Uber. They're going to be in on third already. They are catching some players out. There is some soldier behind them. They'll have to be a bit careful, but here's the Uber coming in, trying to herd some players into lower here. RJ going to die immediately for his trouble, and that will be all of MCM in spawn. Gonna have to leave to fourth.
Yeah, not needing to use Uber there on second was so
to go
big,
off that bull snipe.
Ooh, I like this. I like this aggression coming out of MCM, but it doesn't look like it's actually going to pay too much for them. Spades pushing in as he's want to do, going to only find Carson's minigun, but Callow on a flank somewhere, able to take him out. I don't see where he is. Oh, he's back in choke, actually. Back towards fourth, and they will manage to stop this cart right before it gets capped in, but Jacob coming in gets it a little bit closer. Soapy going to hold that battalions, it looks like, for the next time a fight breaks out. And actually, with this battalions, they can just mob the cart.
Yeah, they can. Waterson was MVP there, because if he doesn't find that snipe onto Bowl, then they can just sticky the shutters, and they can't get out anymore. When you get that demo pick, now MCM had an avenue to walk out, and they do need all the time they can get on the defense against Hood Naruto on this map, so that repush is a very good call off of Waterson's pick.
Ooh, it looks like they're going to try going in from Red Room. Lenny up in the windows right there, going for shots. Not going to find anything right away, but Bull sacking in to get damage off. Going to go down. Uber gets forced out to save Callow and ODB. Everyone's really low, but Logan doesn't have Uber yet, so they can't really respond. And can they find him? He's hurt, but he's
Carson defending. It's just Carson defending him right now. Carson finds the minigun kills onto Triple and Soapy. If Carson doesn't track those two players and they lose their medic, it's disaster for Hood. But now they have full Uber to work with. Gonna look to jump out of their apartments here, get some damage. JJ is already over their heads. Gonna look to get to the pack, and there's the capture in. Hood Naruto easily collapsing on that one, and they didn't even have to use Uber yet. It's Hood or MCM need to force that Uber at some point if they want to be successful here, but now they're going to be at a full Uber diss set coming forth. It's Rogue actually on 70%, so they have some time, but here's Uber in from Hood.
Coming out right here, RJ is doing his best to stall it, but he's going to go down eventually. Banny will make sure of that. They do snipe out JJ, so they could potentially go for a repush back here. Waterson playing up by the shutter is going to start getting some really juicy angles on the pushers from Hood right there. Uber comes out of Rogue. Coming in right there, Bull and Logan going down. Waterson found the med from that spot, and it looks like all of Hood's going to be forced back, and getting that med pick means that MCM will maintain the Uber ad. So after 5 minutes through third, they managed to get a solid footing on fourth, and how long they can milk this will have a very big impact on their chances to win this round.
Yeah, great repush coming in from MCM there. Waterson as well getting that med pick at the end is so crucial. MCM do need everything they can to get these holds off successfully. It looks like Hood, they're going to regroup in the side house, looking to post lining up, get a soldier forward. We see JJ trying to bomb up, get some damage. Waterson early pick, and now they're going for some sack, looks like, of people walking forward. Hunter, Banny, Lenny, all going to go down. They have people on the aluminum sheeting for Hood, so there is pressure in. Callow going to die to that heavy head glitching him, as Demento does die in the backline. Here's a bomb in from JJ, not going to find anything quite yet. Where's BM? BM got a stab onto Logan, but Carson got the clean up onto Rogue, so both medics dying. Everyone's dying here as there's so many deaths for both sides. Cart presence is still had by Hood, but they're going to be forced to back off here. Carson, 1 HP, going to get taken down by RJ on that sheeting. He did so much damage there for so long, but he will be taken down in the end. And now both meds are even.
Yeah, the wacky part about Swift 4th is that the spawns on defense are so close and so short that going 1-for-1 doesn't necessarily guarantee you advantages. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, but Bull getting super aggressive here, forcing Rogue all the way back into spawn right here. No one on cart, but Hood's quickly getting on that. It looks like MCM is going to be forced to retreat back to last. So another couple of minutes on fourth is not a bad thing, but would have liked to have seen them get a little bit more than that, as it's 7 through 4.
This is still doable for MCM so far. If you can get one successful hold on last, make them get the cart up close on their first Uber and then win it on the second, then you're thinking that's a winnable defense for MCM. 720 through 4 it's fine. It's perfectly serviceable for them. They're going to be looking to make the best time they possibly can out of it. Both teams going to have Uber for this defense. Level 2 currently being set up by Spades. Not sure if we'll be able to get that one to level 3 in time here, as Pren is spamming, going to have to get wrangled, so probably going to stay level 2.
Yeah, at least for now. Spades trying to maybe get more metal. Yeah, hopefully should get it to level 3 before the next push coming in. Mento sneaks past Callow from the staircase, but oh, it looks like Triple will find him. Can he win the 1v1?
Instantly, so now they're going to Uber through the left side. Hood taking this one up top, and they get the gun instantly. Doesn't get wrangled. Now we see MCM have to drop down onto cart, trying to get whatever kills they can. Pren does go down, but RJ is traded. Banny at 2k. RJ and Spades going down. There's JJ coming in. Triple and Rogue getting the rockets onto them, but the cart pressures have a lot of pressure.
Just holding
just
cart
Soapy and BM. Soapy and BM are the only ones left on the cart. It's a 3v3 right now. Demento decloaking on it. He does get Callow, so that will be a respawn in for the heavy. He's actually spawned up just in time to come back onto it. And now we're going to see the defense coming through successfully. But now Hood, they have off Uber chance. They're going to look to dry this in probably. I know they like to go forward onto cart and sack as much as they can for it. And it is close enough.
Yeah, interesting. Callow's... a lot of MCM are flooding into left lobby right here, thinking they may go for a reverse drop.
They got to get to cart, though.
But the battalion's coming out on cart, going to be massive for keeping people alive here. Rogue going to try to tank Soapy up, and yeah, he can't get sniped out here because of that. Really good heads-up play there, and Logan gets found by BM in the backline.
Soapy staying alive there at the end and getting his banner was so crucial, because when Hood dropped lower and went for their dry push, if you're dropping on them with a banner, you're just going to win that fight. You're too strong in that position. So with that, and the BM cleanup onto the enemy medic was crucial once again, because now Rogue's going to have a full Uber for this defense, and all of a sudden this turned from an okay time for MCM to one that they're going to be proud of.
Yeah, no, especially if they can, Rogue has full Uber ad here too, so as long as any disasters don't happen, say that as a Bull walking up, trying to get spam in on Rogue, maybe cause that, but no, Lenny and Carson going down, and there is Callow shredding the cart pushers. Here comes in JJ. Yeah, Rogue will get forced, so not the best case scenario here, but they will continue to milk time off this clock. Logan being forced back up to spawn, only in 25%, not building phenomenally right here.
Right now, so he's going to be slow on that.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue is already back up to 25. This is only a 10% disad right here. If he can build this Uber, that could essentially go off as an even Uber defense.
Yep, Spades will have to rebuild his gun, though, going to be at level 1 and put that in the same place. Waterston peeked out and got Pren, but got traded for his trouble, so that's definitely not worth it for MCM here. Waterston's going to be on a respawn timer. Hood kind of pressuring lower again. Callow dying off time again, so no Heavy going to be available to drop on this cart or play the traffic light. Now we're going to see them have to go on respawn timers. Hood are stacking the card again, trying to get some damage, and Soapy and BM go down triple as well. There's a lot of damage, and there's the capture. MCM's bled too many players in the downtime. They get dry pushed once again. Neither team even having Uber. It's still a 10-30 defense. That's very good for MCM.
Yeah, it's just, you gotta wonder, you know, with how much trouble they had, you want all the time you can get, and you gotta wonder why Callow's getting caught on the ground. He was down on like the bottom of the ramp, I'm pretty sure, where he gets caught out, and then just, you know, Waterson, I think, lost an SVS, which is, you know, gonna happen.
No, Waterson went to the shutter and tried to peek for a cheese. He traded Peren for himself in the SVS, which I point out, but it wasn't worth it.
Definitely not. Yeah, you just want to keep that pressure up, and that's all they needed to do, but they got a little bit, maybe, I don't know, cocky? Just felt very, their defense had been so solid, and then it just uncharacteristically kind of fell apart. But as you said, 10.5 minutes, still a very good time. And at this point, if you can't push this, then you don't deserve.
You weren't going to win a round so far anyway. But this is their best chance they've given themselves of the two so far. This is their chance to take an equalizer here on Swiftwater. If there was a time where MCM could take a round off of their opponent's map, it would be here. So 10-30, doable. They know they can. We're going to have to see what they decide to pull out here.
Yeah, let me just double check. I want to make sure if Rogue is not on crits, and I am sad.
You don't have to go crits here. It's a doable time. If you play a normal game, the Uber is perfectly fine. You don't need to cheese crits here.
Yeah, I know. Still sad, though.
Soapy jumping into tunnel will get shredded immediately for his trouble. Watson wins a shot onto Banny, so I didn't even see where Banny was. Was he on the side? He might have been left side. But...
I think so. Yeah, no, he was by the house.
Yeah, so that will be triggering the backup for Hood Naruto. All their players
Waterson and ODB very aggressive in tunnel right here. There's actually traps directly underneath. Oh, I think Waterson found him.
He sees him. That's such a
Up in the
cool trap,
rafters.
actually. Yeah, it's not on the raptor. It's on like the cave roof. So the raptor kind of blocks it from a certain angle. We do know Bowl of Mayo loves his sticky traps, and if he brought that one out for this moment and it gets seen, that's unfortunate. But glad to see that innovation still coming out from him after all these years.
Yeah, it looks like MCM's combo, though, will be defaulting into upper. I think Demento got shimmered or something. But he does not. ODB running it alone here.
Yeah,
oh no, the Uber's going to come out. It's going to force Lenny down onto the ground. But Logan does not have to use here. And ODB gets dropped from the reflect pipe. Waterson gets sniped out. Rogue will keep his life, but Logan did not have to use there.
You use there because the pyro. That's fine. Oh, yeah. My bad. I thought he did, because I saw the pyro juggling him. Like, how's the pyro going to juggle him when there's a scout there? Reality is that Triple and ODB were just getting juggled. They couldn't even hit a shot on Hunter if they tried. So, yeah, great play there from Hunter and Logan to keep this advantage here. And now we see, where's the gun go? The gun got taken down, so Pren's gonna have to rebuild that one. And now they're looking to drop down and contest tunnel again. Hood do have full Uber. MCM want to force this if they can here. Logan is tucked in this corner. They're gonna need to walk out to get some damage onto him. Lenny has an angle here peeking in. Waterson gonna go down in downtime to the Enforcer of Demento, so no SVS to worry about. Banny also gets a kill onto ODB from side, so great pick onto the Dome Man. Soapy gonna go down as well, and MCM are bleeding a bit here.
Yeah, and it's just, again, we saw them have so much trouble pushing second last time, and then we're seeing it happen again right now. You know, that first Uber up top did absolutely nothing except put them back a minute. Now it looks like they're going to go for a tunnel push, potentially. No, the combos are turning back up to upper, so maybe they'll find something this time, but it's still just upper Ubers, so we feel like such a crapshoot, especially when Logan's playing in, you know, the safe little hidey hole.
There's 2 layers of sticky traps here. We're going to see when they decide to actually pop this Uber. Waterson goes down again right before the Uber, so that's not viable. That's not good for MCM. Now they're going to Uber through. They're getting air blasted again into the skybox. ODB is going to get return onto. He's trying to get some damage off. He's trying to get escape. And all the post is better for Hood. They do have some kills to work with here as Hunter and Lenny dropping that. It's a 7v7 right now, but the classes are better for Hood and Naruto right now as they still have their demo and heavy alive.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to see them rotate into tunnel, though, maybe hoping they can get the spawners back in. Where is the gun for Hood Naruto? It's not up right now. It's being built up back by Peren in the passive spot on the ground behind the point right here. It's not going to really stop the walkout from tunnel. It will be a bit troublesome later on, but with Hood's combo being dropped down, but here comes in Soapy.
One
Can he
shot.
get the
Oh,
rock?
he doesn't hit it.
Logan strafing for his life, puts on those dancing shoes, keeps his life right there, but it's opened up enough of a spot for MCM to walk out of tunnel. Callow will go down
they're
now.
getting mulched, though.
Yeah, Carson raining down hell from the bridge. Who needs a sentry gun up there when you've got a Tommy Slav gonna be forced down? He misses the legend creators. Oh no.
Yeah, BM was peppering him from the side, so we'll give that kill the credit to BM. He deserves it, but yeah, a bit of a funny ending. Carson did do a lot of work there. Pren's gun also came into play because of how far MCM walked out, and that was pretty much a full hold, not losing a single player until the end for Hood there. They've pretty much stabilized in every form of the word, and the Uber is being traded up top once both medics are here, though. It's a much better Uber for the side of Hood. They have their Pyro and the demo here stuffing just fine. ODB is trapped behind enemy lines here. He is going to rebomb, trying to find something. He gets shot out of the air by Lenny. There is space here for MCM to walk forward into apartments. We have RJ, we have Callow, and we have Watterson here. BM is well going to drop out, and with all this upward control, this should be their push to win.
Bro gets just gooned by Banny. I think he flanked from behind. He gets taken out in the backline without heals there. Everyone up here is going to just absolutely implode. So that scary thing about spending too much time in uppers, if you leave tunnel, the defensive flank can just run in and flank you through your own shutter. So Banny with the heads-up knowledge to do that, you know, who said he was rusty, finds the med pick, and we just see a continued hold here, and time now under 6 minutes, so this is still doable if you're MCM, but you gotta do something fast.
Banner is coming out right now for JJ, which is great for this dry defense here. They can stall until Logan has his Uber, so an off Uber won't work out. That said, Lenny not in range of it, gonna get headshot by Watterson there, so SVS advantage in the favor for MCM. They're going to kind of stack outside of tunnel here, get some kills, but the Wrangler is raining hell. Triple and Soapy going down. The flank for MCM is dead. Callow as well getting cleaned up by JJ. And now it's a really good position for Hood. Once again, they have the Uber up. Rogue only on 85%. They need to wait a bit longer. BM's drop stab does not work, and now he's going to be dead for the off Uber timing. Spade as well getting piped down. And MCM, they're down 3, but they have Uber to exchange. It's just wasted time right now.
The pusher, though, ran into upper on his own with a BM sap and got Carson, so the heavy going down might actually be a really meaningful frag in a few seconds here if MCM's Uber goes well, but he's spawning up right now, so they got to do something fast, and it looks like he's going to tele back into upper, so...
Yeah, it's not good enough. You have to go with your entire team on a push. Those kind of plays don't work very well when there's the defensive spawns right there with the teleporter. That's why second is so difficult. If you're staggering pushes, you don't really have that much better spawners.
Yeah, and we've just seen Rogue sitting in tunnel now for more than a minute with this Uber.
They need to trade. It's all wasted. It's 4:30 left on the clock. MCM need to snowball 2 points here. It's a necessity, almost, if they want to be able to take this round. They just Uber out a tunnel here. It is a better one for the side of Hood, but they do flash more for Hood. The Pyro is stuffing ODB outside. He can't be gotten to. He's going to headshot in the air and taken down by the Wrangler. Watson gonna win that SVS, though. There is some space to work with. They have to do without demo. There are dropping more players. Yeah. And that's 2 players up for MCM. Their entire combo decimated. Uber does not work out. Gun is still level 3 for Peren, and this is not looking good for MCM.
Yeah, just... you know, you can hold we said the easiest way to hold a 15-minute time is to hard hold them on second, but it's also the easiest way to hold a 10-minute time, too, as it turns out. And, you know, we're more than halfway to that happening right now. There's 3:45 left on the stopwatch, but there's only 1:45 left on the in-game timer. And if
we would
MCM isn't able to get that, then we'll see the round end sooner than the stopwatch does.
Yeah, that said, 3 picks to work with. Logan gets
stabbed
by BM. He finds his pick, and he gets the sapper onto the gun as well. So great play by BM there. Finds his mark, and now MCM flood out of tunnel. Going to be getting as many kills as they can here. Carson, Bull Hunter, all dropping. Spade's only casualties so far. And now they're going to get this capture just in time. 1:20 left on the in-game clock. It's 3:20 left overall. They do have ODB up. He's going to look to try and get some damage here early. There's a gun and there's JJ. Gun dies immediately, and now they have some space here. There's a spy on ODB, knife melted just in time. If ODB died there, they wouldn't be able to hold the shutters nearly as effectively, so they're still keeping that one. Demento and Bandy go down as well. JJ gets sniped. Finally, the snowball push that they need, but Cal gets sniped down. They're going to have to Uber here, getting some kills. That's fine if you're MCM. Get these kills. You need this point now.
Yeah, oh, there's Watterson finding 4 picks.
Could they keep going?
They're down 5.
Yeah, Pren's a late death too.
Peren is a late death. There's not going to be a gun. ODB's jumping forward. This is what you love to see. He gets up on the catwalk. This is so smart. He's going to probably get over, catches them in the shutter, trying to get out right here, so they know that everyone on the Hood combo is going up to shutter. And is this going to be a 4th snowball too?
It needs to be. There's a ×3 on the cart right now for MCM. We got triple and we have spades on it. They're going to look to get that one up as fast as they can. Meanwhile, Shutter ramping Held. We see Hood go all the way around left side and get the Uber here. Rogue does not have here, so the Force was the best they're going to get. There's a spy on Rogue. Demento can't quite find the kill. Rogue gets out with 65%. Cart is about halfway through the 4th point.
Carson gets stabbed.
Yeah, closing.
The gun's only level 1 right now. Here comes In Soapy going in for a big bomb. He's going to surf out and live onto the house right there. Gun goes down and the cart's really far forward. This MCM still has this in the bag, right? Or could have this in the bag.
But there's Lenny. Lenny rolls off 2 headshots onto Waterson.
But the frags are still in MCM's favor, though. Callow found 2, and they got a snipe down. The 4th cap is going to go through. Logan has Uber right now, but he's forced back into the last. There's a minute 40 left. MCM just needs to pull out one good push here, and they can take this.
This is so chaotic on that 4th point. You never knew who was going to die there. And in the end, the frags fell in
Waterson
favor
found Lenny.
of
They can
MCM.
push tracks.
They have the sniper advantage as well, though Logan will have about a 50% Uber ad to work with on the defense here.
Oh no, but ODB ran into Carson in the the ramp and gets taken out, but they might not care. They might just keep botting down through here. As that being said, though, it looks like the sniper is going to be back up soon.
Alright, we have some calm here, because MCM needs spawners. Logan has 100% Uber, okay, that's fine. Watson respawn, whatever. 100% Uber for Hood, 65 for Rogue. Rogue will have an Uber to contend with here. It's going to be 1 Uber left for them, with the time ticking down to about 40 seconds by the time they're ready to go. We're going to see, it looks like they want to overload cart here. Banner is out for Hood. That's so big for JJ to have. He's going to pop that one off early here in pre-Uber, and now they're going to look to get some kills. ODB and Soapy go down, RJ as well. Spawners are going to be able to come in here as both teams have Uber. Banner going to wear off. This is the chance for MCM here. Once they get their spawners here...
Demento's on Rogue, though. If he can get the Force, they're going to win this, but no, he's going to go get taken out. Good defense from Spades and the rest of MCM there. They got the banner out of JJ. I think they were hoping to get the Uber out of Logan, but it was not meant to be.
Okay,
30 seconds left. 99. They're just waiting on Callow to get this telly in, and they might just go for the tracks. But yeah, ODB running up the ramp. Rogue has to use early. They get Banny fast. He's just a staller in this Uber. ODB went for the top of the car. The C9 from Hood Naruto, and they just let the cart go in.
I can't believe that. That's... Okay, that was the most high-octane Swiftwater round we've seen in a long time, and then it ends like that. The Ubers barely got popped off before Hood realized, oh wait, we need to get on the cart. And there's the 1-1. Wow.
You know they capped second, I think, with 4 minutes remaining.
Yeah, unless I'm pretty sure it was like
less 3.5. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I saw 3 minutes left on third. I'm like, they need to snowball. I said snowballing multiple points here was a necessity, and they snowballed second through 4th, and then their last push was the stuff of, I don't know what to call it. It's miracle maybe, but like they still had a chance there no matter what, even if Hood gets on that cart. So like. For the cards to fall this way is just indicative of this being a Highlander Grand Final, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that Uber that I think the game loser, you can point it on, hey, get on cart, right?
Things, yeah.
But that Uber that we saw come out from Hood Naruto on 4th was just so weak out of them. No one jumped forward. They used it, and MCM just carefully walked away, then went right back in. We saw that crazy, exchange of frags where Rogue gets sniped out, but the kills still go in MCM's favor. But if Hood Naruto doesn't use that Uber and just get nothing with it, they still probably win this.
What that point was for 4th was that they had Uber ad, right, because the MCM had to use to take 3rd, but MCM had a lot of positioning on them. We saw ODB and Soapy jump forward. They got a lot of pressure above them, and you mentioned they got damage in the shutter. Soapy was above, and they were raining down a lot of damage. There was also people on the edge of the ramp, so it was very difficult overall for Hood to do. I genuinely think they were at a loss there. They didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. They had people who couldn't get out of main. They had people who were trying to contest upper. And in the end, we saw it was like Bull and Logan taking a 2-man Uber out of far left yard, which I've almost never seen happen for a defensive repush. It looks like they just were like, we have Uber up. We need to go now. We can't regroup. We just have to do this now and get this before they get the Uber. And overall, it was just too hasty. They didn't quite find anything. And off of that, they got their 4th point snowballed. Even though they got the med pick, they got their 4th point snowballed, and they last point happened. But either way, it was just suboptimal play ever since they lost second.
Can I get on my soapbox for a bit?
Yeah.
All right, I'm subbing on one of the teams playing in Challenger Grand Finals right now, and I was watching and like kind of half coaching their scrims yesterday, and it was actually the exact same point on Swiftwater 3rd, the cart was decently close, and their demo calls, all right, they're probably going to cap it, let's back out to 4th. And I'm specking and I say in comms while they're scrimming, that is a game-losing call. Because you can go back, and I might even team up with the video department to do this. You can go back into almost every single Highlander Grand Finals and invite, and find a spot on a payload map where a team has won because either the cart gets up the ramp on upward 3rd, or it gets close to the cap on Swiftwater 3rd, or like, you know, it gets near the cap on Vigil 2nd or something, right? And it's one of those spots where if you're playing it safe, you back off. But if you're playing to win, you say, okay, we're going to trust ourselves to back off this point correctly and milk another minute out of this. And that's exactly what MCM did on 3rd, right? After that Uber came back in, Watterson got a good shot onto Bull, and they repushed it. They got people on cart. They used Soapy's banner to kind of hold it for another 30 minutes to 45 seconds. And if they don't do that, we're on Asheville right now.
It happens a hard overall situation. Yeah,
it happens time and time again where you have to play these games to win. You don't win by giving away ground. Make the other team beat you. Make them show that they're better than you. And Hood Naruto wasn't able to do that fast enough. And those extra 45 seconds to a minute MCM bought, the only reason why they won this.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to call in the moment too, because you might not. It's really hard to convey information between 9 players about like what ground you have, what you're able to take, what you need help with, and in the end, if you're not able to make a call that is the best for your team, which is again, it's very difficult to do, especially in the heat of the moment when you're looking to kind of salvage things, look to make a play that will get you back into the round. If you're not able to do that, you will just fall apart. You're not going to have any synchronized plays coming out. You're not going to be able to get together and make a stop. And off of that, if the call is to all back out as a team, fine. Hood Naruto, props to them, because even though they had to back off of 3rd there, they at least forced MCM's Uber. But after that, they need to get together and they need to decide what they're going to do to stop the bleeding. And they just weren't able to do that.
Yeah, it was really uncharacteristic of me that when they used that Uber on 4th, that JJ wasn't flying in to cause as much chaos as possible. It looked like he was just standing on the ledge and just spamming rockets, which is super out of character for him because he loves to go in and, you know, frag out. But I don't know, the cards all lined up in MCM's favor. And from my perspective, they showed a lot of courage really in keeping that 3rd hold, and they got rewarded for it. And we're now in an overtime right here, and if they win that, then they're going to have taken a map off of Hood Naruto for the first time all season.
Yeah, and it's like I mentioned in the downtime after the first round, where if MCM can get a decent defense time, if they can play their game and hold well on defense, they do have the potential to make the plays they need to on offense and get a time where they can win. It's a 10-30 defense rather, and they pushed in like what, 10-10. Off of that, you can tell that they do, if they're able to play a balanced game and get things how they want them to be, MCM can do this. With Hood back on offense, though, or back on defense first, excuse me, where MCM has to make the pace, things probably are going to get more difficult for them.
Yeah, you have to imagine. I want the crits here now.
Who knows? Maybe
I want the crits here.
This also might be the moment that Hood break out their tunnel hold. We never know.
Yeah, that could come out too. You know, do or die half right here. Maybe they didn't feel the pressure to do it before, but at this point, maybe they do. They want to say, hey, unless you are prepared for this, we're gonna farm 3 minutes off you in the tunnel.
Yeah, that could come out here right when they need it to. Remember, 1-1 on Hood Naruto's map, so they don't want to lose this one. They're thinking if we lose this one, then we're now trailing the entire time going into the final map at worst. And yeah, if they want Swiftwater, they need to make sure they fix their errors. And who knows, maybe a tunnel hold will be able to give them that ground they need. But yeah, we had the stats on your screen for now. We had them earlier, rather. Watterson popped off really hard. 24 and 16. On the other side, Lenny, 15 kills himself. It wasn't a slouch. He was, top 4, tied for top 4 or 5 on his team. But yeah, Watterson, great game, triple, fantastic round. And yeah, MCM they did everything they needed to. That's exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah, it's hard to say anything else, and I guess we can use this to assert that RJ is greater than Marty.
Exactly.
Move over, Supreme Toad. There's a Supreme Toad and Country Toad. There's a new challenger in the ring. But no, all things considered, that really was just such an incredible, half, and I wanted them to ready up, but I think both teams clearly have a lot to talk about since MCM is now in the all right, we can do this, guys. let's really get serious here. And Hood's probably got to be like, all right, are we pulling out the tunnel hold? What are we doing to stop this? You know, how do we make sure we don't get snowballed?
I'll tell you what we're doing. We're dropping out on 5th when the cart's in the pit.
Yeah. That is the original sin. Nothing else would have been a problem if they could have done that. All they need to do is use that Uber, drop down, and kill a couple of the cart pushers, and they're probably fine. But it looks like server had a moment of lag, but I think we're back. I'm going to be honest. When that got capped, I wasn't even looking at it. It just didn't even occur to me that they would let it get capped like that.
Yeah, because obviously when me and Alto were looking at this game, right? When we're looking at the screen, we have our cameras backed out, looking at the entire fight holistically. Like who's taking the Uber, who has kills, who has angles, what's probably going to happen here in post. You're not really looking at the cart in the middle of the Uber exchange. All of a sudden, it got capped up, and we're like, okay, I guess we don't need the Ubers anymore.
No, and it was. What was I gonna say? Like, I think ODB might have. No, ODB didn't. That was on like their sack hand before, but no, they just ran right up the ramp. Banny body blocked it long enough for two pipes to go out and kill him, and I'm like, oh, there goes the scout. That's gonna be bad in the cleanup, and then the explosion goes off, and I'm like, wait, the Ubers are still coming. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Yeah, you gotta wonder, like, what are the comms like for that? Because Bandy, I'm not sure if he's saying he's gonna body block it, because Scout, like, well, he's not very tanky, he can dance around the cart. Their heavy was standing on traffic cone, I know that, because I saw it while they were walking up the ramp. The NG can't drop down, the NG's on his gun. Pyro is gonna look to stuff the Uber, right? Demoman, he's gonna look to spam down on the cart, he's not gonna be on it. Who's getting on it there? It's not your sniper, it might have to be your spy, it's not your medic.
I think the point though is that if the Uber is going off, you just kill the people on the cart. It wasn't that close.
Yeah, but everyone's looking at different things there. It's just rough overall the call, and it sounded like they didn't exactly. It looked like they didn't exactly know what they wanted to do there, whether they wanted to meet the Uber head on or go for cart collapse. Because if you're the defense there and you end on low ground, you're probably gonna lose the post.
Yeah. Well, maybe, but there's so little time left.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You have to weigh that. Do you value the extra seconds you're buying on the cart early, or do you value having the better post? And obviously, the time left influences all these decisions, and it's enough to overload anyone's head in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think too. Part of it was that I want to say Prem was on minis, which may not have been the call because I think it went down right away. Maybe even a rockets. I don't think ODB had a look at it, but. I wish we had a replay, man. I so wish we had a replay. Just to see, like, who was where and doing what, because it's so hard to tell.
Sure, we get the video department in that one for the VOD, for those who want to go watch it, but either way, we're into round 3 here. Never thought we'd get here. I didn't, at least. I predicted 2-0 for Hood and Naruto, excuse me, but...
And who called the 2-1?
You did, you know, maybe maybe you get this one, but
Well, we're both wrong if MCM wins, but I think we'll both be happy to take the L on that one if it means
the means seeing Naruto lose a map. Yeah. But we are into the final round here, 1-1 on Swift. This is Hood Naruto's map. MCM looking for the upset. It'll be Hood on the defense this time. Both teams who've started on defense have ended up winning. Take with that stat what you will. Hood are here now with this.
Yeah, as we see Waterson going for some little aggressive shots right there, but pretty calm on first. No scout on cart actually. A little bit.
They're leaving again.
Risky, yeah. No tunnel hold. So I guess that's all that hyping up we did for it. Just not gonna matter. A little bit disappointed in that, but pretty sure.
Maybe they got our strat making. Maybe they listened to our strat making and they realized that they could easily lose with the tunnel hold. But
yeah, we labbed it out, published the results, and they read the journal.
Either way, standard defense here coming out again. It's going to be about these Uber exchanges. Who can end in better positions? We see MCM lining up outside of apartments here. They have all the usual suspects, Triple and ODB taking this. They have Pyro actually running through first. RJ taking the brunt of it. Going to be Triple coming in later, trying to get the force, and they can't get the force yet. It's Hunter air blasting back. RJ doesn't find anything. They still can't get this Uber out of Logan. Logan's holding. They're going to drop Carson because of it. Pren is very low, but the Uber is still being held. Balls of steel on Logan there. They need to not lose too many players, though. Lenny and Pren have died in post.
Logan's defense, he's not under pressure at all.
Yeah, he's fine. He never took a look at
him.
Oh, no. Oh, damn.
reflected but died to the sticks. But they're getting card out of the tunnel right here. Waterson's playing close now. He's going to take him out.
They lost Sniper and NG. So with no Sniper and NG, those are the two people who look at the cart the most, and they're going to get the cart out of tunnel because of it. JJ gets
there's no gun either. The tunnel push could actually work out really well here. This should at least...
Carson's
it looks like they're going to back up right there. Rogue, I think they fear here. They may be able to force the Uber out from Logan, but no, he's going to be playing safe up in the spiral.
That's all well and good for MCM. They got the cart nearly there. That's about as far as you want to get it for your first push of second. They're going to build up Uber here. Rogue, 30% off. It's going to be a full 99 for this. And MCM, if they can make this work, this is going to be the best pace they've set.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I was going to say right as we're getting into here, but...
Oh, he's won! They forced him!
They get the force off. That's really big. Rogue is just kiting for his life right now. No one's near him, so they should be able to cap this. Keep in mind, MCM won a half here without having, like, faster than a 6-minute second time. So if they can improve on that, that's going to be their biggest kind of improvement here. They've got the full ad right now. The cart is rolling back. It was decently far up, but it'll likely go back to the tunnel by the time we start here.
You'll gladly trade a full Uber ad for a couple seconds on cart, and here they are grouping up. All 9 players ready to go. They're buffed, and they're looking to walk around tunnel. Sniper is staring at them. They're going to pop before he can get the shot off. Gun is being focused down right now. A couple more stickies will do it in. One more dead, and there goes Pren getting that gun taken down. No one died yet. Soapy first casualty. Carson's in the window, raining down hell, but there's Demento and Rogue getting down. Demento gets the stab onto Rogue. In the other side, BM gets Lenny. No Sniper to worry about. The cart is very close. It's getting close. We see RJ air blasting people off. RJ going for the cap. Gets cleaned up by Banny. It's so close. BM not going to find it either. Uber not quite successful for MCM, but the cart is so close here. They might try to keep sacking here. Soapy in the apartments here. Dropping down automatic. 1 rocket 2 takes down Logan. There's Soapy with the play in downtime. Put his team in the Uber lead once again.
The cart is close enough that it can very easily be spy capped right here. Peren building the passive gun back on lower right there. It's level 2, yeah, right now.
They're fast to upper. They're going to catch Carson.
Yeah, Carson gonna get taken out. That gun not gonna do too much against an upper push. Only works really against the cart. It will find spades, but it should go down sooner rather than later. But he'd be trying to get sticks on it, but it's still alive right now, and they can't drop out of upper with it there.
RJ should do it and die for it. RJ should probably, or someone should die for tapping this cart. If you tap this cart here, you buy your team so much more time in the upper. They're looking to contest apartments here. Both we see Rogue on 80%. It's so close. They're gonna lose some players though. No one's tapped the cart.
Danny went for the flank again, and he finds 3 in upper. Finds 4 actually. Oh no, that happened last time. And oh, there's Spades. The push-up pushes the cart, as is his name. Finds the cap, and 4 minutes through second. Definitely an improvement for MCM. Not the greatest result, but
that's
puts them at a decent pace.
Yeah, what they're looking at. Banny had a massive play in the backlines, but Spades with an equally as important one here, even if it wasn't as flashy. He gets out there, gets that capture, and now Logan has Uber, but on defense you can't really take that much space here, as you'd have to push through IT or Red Room. They're not going to be able to push through apartments either, so MC. Oh, but in the backline, there's Banny two-shotting Rogue! He's had enough. He says, Spades is not going to overshadow my play. Gets another med pick. Banny running it into the enemy team and taking him down.
Yeah, and Logan's still sitting on ad here. We may see a sack coming out.
They're doing it.
No real damage coming out onto Logan, though. Playing safe near spawn. They're not going to find any frags.
No one stayed with Rogue. That's kind of bad. BM's not near him, so Rogue hasn't been charging for a while. Just going to start charging now.
Yeah, so even more time off the clock here. Probably pushing 5 minutes pretty soon. Will likely be 6 at the earliest by the time they cap this. And you figure that their push time was, what, 10 and a half? A little bit under 10?
I almost know. So Demento likes to banter, but he just threw out some mid-round banter. He told them that they're going to get hard held here. In the middle of the third defense. So he's feeling something right now, feeling some competitive spirit right now, but MCM, they're going to have to wait a bit. They lose Waterson and BM, so Pit Class is going to need to get those respawns up. And things look good on this third point for Hood Naruto right now.
Yeah, Spades trying to get card up will end up going down, though. No pressure from his team really able to enable that. Soapy may be looking for an angle to bomb in from Red Room, but not going to find anything. And yeah, I think MCM's just really waiting for this Uber here. Not too much to go for. Don't want to risk bleeding and getting off sync. Triple going to touch cart just to make sure it doesn't go back. Kite's back out.
Right now. They're only 90. They're going to have to go forward. We saw them trade spam. Forced Bull to drop down. ODB got some good spam onto him, but there's Lenny with that shot going to take down
ODB. Oh, that's
ODB.
really good.
Yeah,
Waterson going down too. Bull doing so much damage, just spamming up through this window. They're going to have to back off, call off the push, and just keep waiting. Just giving more time over towards Hood Naruto.
Spy in. Oh my god, BM, he drop step off the outside and found the timing onto the med, standing on the dispenser. Gets a free drop. We see the floodgates open. MCM running in, getting whatever kills they can. Carson, Demento going down. Bull as well. Triple with a 3K. Banny gets killed. Can't find the med this time. There's Triple's 4K cleaning up Hunter. There is a gun to worry about, but that's about to get taken down once the Delman can get an angle on it. They're trying to get the card forward. There's a banner. JJ, a 3K of his own. Rogue, Watterson, Spades all dropping to the soldier of the backline. He's gonna get ODB as well. JJ saving Hood. Gonna get us 5K. Cleaning up Triple. JJ Slim with that pick, with that play to single-handedly save his team's third hold.
I was gonna say that trash talk from Jacob looking pretty ill-advised after the med drop, but JJ saving his teammate's face there. Has the cart really still not that close as far as third goes. RJ gonna actually no, that was an older kill,
Yeah,
but
kill.
even so, just they went with that Uber right away, but they didn't wait for ODB to spawn, so it was just a pyro Uber. Hunter did a really good job of levitating RJ on the Uber. Triple met up with Rogue through main, but not having the demo there meant that the gun was alive. They weren't able to cap, and it was just too much of an issue for them.
It should have still been good though. They still had numbers out. They had the Doman walking up to kill the gun eventually, but JJ just clutched it out and got 5 kills, single-handedly saving his team there. There's BM, kill onto Pren, gonna have an opening on the defensive gun at least. Lenny gonna have 2 headshots though, RJ and Triple going down. Some car pushers not able to pressure anymore. As both meds about to come up on Uber, we are gonna reset here. Demento winning the counter espionage fight, so yeah, we're waiting for that one, but it looks like they're gonna look to go here in just a second here. MCM lining up outside of IT once again.
Banny scouting ahead, Bull jumping up just to get a trap down. That feels like it's going to do something right here. Hits ODB really low, not going to take him down, but Banny running in was on fire, and Callow catches him out. Almost got onto him. And oh, they're going to find Demento too, actually. So, some good pre-round picks. RJ goes down, but he will be spinning back up. Uber coming in. They drop down with ODB. He's going to be getting denied very hard by Hunter. Yeah. Very low health, but the frags are being traded back and forth. The cart is super close, but no one from MCM is really in right here. BM's gonna find himself caught out. The gun does go down, though. RJ gets glow sticked. Here comes Peren. No chance to do too much. Rogue. Oh, yeah. No, God, Rogue. I completely missed that in my kill feed.
Peren was 1 HP in that Uber. Peren got hit by the stickies from ODB to 1 HP, but the reflex, the air blast from Hunter saved Peren's life, and Peren in the post with the crits once her gun went down was able to run forward and get those 2 crucial kills, including the med pick. So Hood Naruto, their defense stands strong again. They're going to have Uber advantage here. It's 2:40 left on the in-game timer. Remember, MCM is setting the pace, so we can go as long as we want, but they at least have to beat the in-game timer.
Yeah, I mean, it has been probably 8 minutes at this point, I want to say, on third, if not more.
Yeah, it's
and
not been pretty.
I mean, we saw them push.
They had such a good chance, but yeah, just not able to close out.
If they find that same jetpack fuel and turn it on here, you know, they could still maybe wind up with an 11-minute or something. But with this Uber disad, it's going to be really difficult. BM's already gotten his med drop on
one
third.
miracle drop of the round, yeah. So he either needs to find another one, or MCM need to put things together here. Looks like they look changing up a bit. They have their heavy in apartments with their sniper here. Combo is hanging out in the connector between apartments and red room, or IT gonna look to drop down. BM has died early, so no spy gonna be impacting this fight. They're looking to drop down here and get some damage. ODB deaths on himself, but they're walking forward IT here. Uber exchange going through. Watterson's gone down early though again, no pick classes, and ODB's getting skyboxed with this Pyro Hunter blasting him away. Rogue trying to keep him on the beam, but they're getting no kills. Lenny gets kills, Watterson, Spades, Triple all going down. Soapy killed himself. Callow's getting piped down, and the Uber's got nothing for MCM. Lenny's the only casualty here. Banner out for JJ again, and nothing is working for MCM here on this third push.
Jacob Coin looking like it's about to moon with that hard hold prediction right here. Oh, it's just, you know, when he said that, I was like, I could see it happening. You know, they got third once on a snowball. They got it a second time off of that miracle med drop. They got the med drop.
They got the miracle
and
med
it still
drop.
didn't work because JJ just said no and overrided their push. There's a bit of a desperation play going in right here because Rogue still doesn't have Uber, but it doesn't look like too much is going to happen.
Yeah, Triple on the cart. They're looking at some damage.
And Rogue gets caught out by JJ in the back line.
Yeah, that's the downside of going for those big sacks, is if your med's in a vulnerable spot, can just get collapsed on. JJ gets RJ as well, so... Ooh, JJ Slim doing work again. And
what
with
was
that...
Rogue doing on the floor of Red Room?
Yeah, they're not having a good time. MCM now, no Uber to work with. 30 seconds left. Hood just have to pop on the cart, and that hard hold prediction comes true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna allow the lobby cap in grand finals. That would be pretty risky, all things considered. But Just gotta wait to see what happens here. Yeah, Rogue doesn't have Uber, so there's gonna be one last desperation push coming in. They will trade RJ for Banny in the beginning.
No, he doesn't. It's stock Uber, so not going to have anything to go with. Kalo's died early, RJ as well. They're going to look to pop on cart here. Any kills they can get are going to stop this game. 4 seconds till the cart time's out. No one can get on it. There's a heavy standing on it. Med drops down, Spy drops down. Not going to happen. Hood Naruto making that third hold come true, and they hold in 4 minutes through 2, not letting third get capped. So if they get to third, they win the game.
Zag, we mentioned that the best way to hold a 15-minute time was to hard hold them on second. The best way to hold a 10-minute time is to hold them on second. And the best way to hold getting hard held on third is to hard hold them on second. That's just the answer.
Is it me or can you see the Rick May statue right now? Isn't that like
yes, it's been visible for the entire time for me. It's just over on the corner on first. Maybe if Dolphin can bring that over, it's right near the bend.
Isn't it like the 1-year anniversary somewhat recently?
Is that what it is?
I think so. It was in April, if I remember correctly, but who knows how long it's been in this COVID era. I don't remember any month.
Oh wait, no, there's a date on it. Oh no, it's just a year. Never mind.
Just a year.
Yeah, I want to say it was around April last year though, so it wouldn't surprise me if this was the anniversary. Well,
either way, he's overlooking April 8th apparently. So yeah, it was 4 days ago, the anniversary. Rick May overlooking this game right now, overlooking Hood Naruto's third hold, so they're looking very good.
Quote Banny, why would any HL player speak to the band?
That might be a bind. There has to be a bind that he has ready.
I don't know, man. He's been getting kind of clowned by the pick classes a little bit, in spite of all those 4K. So he might not be in the best mood right now. But
he did do very well last round. The last round was definitely his best round of the game, of the entire match so far, with all those med picks that he got in crucial moments. So either way, last round, last half of it has started. Hood getting aggressive here, Carson getting killed immediately. Washington does get stabbed, so there is a bit of time to work with. He will have a teleporter probably, though, so he'll be able to get back in shape in just a second. Spades' gun is here on second. Remember, MCM need to either hard hold on third or second here. If they let this get through third, they lose.
Well, they need to hold second for at least 3 minutes too. That's the bare minimum here, or they alternatively need to just hard hold second for the next 7.5 minutes.
So Hood Naruto can end this game in 3 minutes or in just a bit longer. Either way, they have a lot of ways to do it, a lot of avenues to go through here. Cart getting times 2'd. Uber popped up here. No one died, I'm pretty sure. It's just a bit of an exchange in upper. Banny gets shredded down by the minigun, but other than that, pretty standard exchange. Nothing interesting happening quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the common thing we've seen here is exchange Ubers in upper, then have everyone drops down and goes lower. Yeah. So Kalo's super aggro here, just way too far forward.
They lost ODB and Kalo. They just lost
Why?
MCM.
RJ too. Yeah. What was the purpose of that? You don't need to peek that far forward. The entire point of dropping down is to just stall them in the tunnel, not to fight them in the tracks. But
Rogue's kind of alone here on tracks fighting 3 people. Banny turns around, gonna die, but Rogue gets piped, and yeah, I guess we're done here.
Yeah, well, we saw...
there's a collapse, but there's people on high ground. It's just heavy soldier, heavy.
In hindsight, this was shockingly similar to the Swift Order match we cast back in Week 5, where somebody narrowly took the second half. And
it was so hyped. The comeback is happening, we can do it, it's going the full distance, and then, anticlimactic.
Well, that'll do map 1 at 11:21 right now, so we may finish before midnight if Asheville ends quickly.
Okay, let's look at this in a holistic sense, though, because, 2-1, sure, 2 of the rounds were not that close. Naruto pretty dominant when it came down to it. MCM had the moments of brilliance. They very clearly can contend with Hood if things go their way, if they make the plays that we know they can make and are able to play together like we know they can. Asheville is their map pick. If they're going to do it on a map, it probably could be Asheville. It probably could be, I say, but I don't know.
I mean, Swift was Hood's pick here.
Yeah,
so
we expected Swift to be Hood's side no matter what. But yeah, Asheville's up next. This is best of 3, so Hood Naruto are on championship point. If they win one more map in this grand finals match, they will be champions. MCM going to look for the reverse sweep to keep the bracket going, get that reset. Asheville's next. This is their pick. If they think they can do it, then I'm sure they can. It's just going to be about being able to outplay on your map pick.
Yeah, I'm really looking for Soapy and BM to keep stepping it back up again. I mean, again, we've had these, kind of one-off seeming god stabs coming in, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, we have the stats on your guys' screen right now. Banny doubling triples frags. He's the top fragger for that one, so having his best half. I say he needs to... I don't know when's the last time he played Highlander. Might need some time to get back in the groove of it. Apparently that time was 2 rounds. After that, yeah, he's perfectly serviceable. Once again, crushing the enemy team.
Yeah, really, just going off. And, I mean, granted, when you have such a, strong defense, you're going to see that, right? Almost no time on offense.
17 and 5.
Yeah, that's 5 of those points, 5 of those kills came all at once, didn't they?
Yeah.
Just in that one battalion's in basically a 1v5.
Yeah, it really was.
Kill everyone. And
well, 1.5v5 because the gun was distracting people, but...
Yeah, that's true. But even so, you really need to just... I think MCM's going to need to have to find an answer for him on Asheville.
Yeah, Asheville. It's such a good soldier map in general because of how many things you can do. You can play behind on bats, you can do bombs with your team and just crush people with your strafes and rockets. And JJ, if any soldier is going to be the best in Highlander at doing that, it's probably going to be JJ.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, and I'm a little bit hesitant here because we saw MCM on... Because at least we saw them look really dominant on product, right? We saw them look really dominant on product. And they just weren't really taking anything from MTS. But on Asheville, they were trading rounds. I mean, over the 2 maps, they tied them 5-5. And the rounds that they lost, they did not look that good in. So maybe, I mean, obviously the teams always feel like they probably know something that we don't. But at the same time, it's worrying seeing how poorly that Swiftwater half went. And now looking to go see moving into Koth. I just feel like you're asking to kind of get rolled over right here. So they're going to need to stop that momentum really quickly if they want to do anything.
Yeah, and granted, whenever something like this happens where you're feeling the comeback on round 2 and then you get crushed in round 3, all of a sudden you have to move on to another map. The momentum will just be in Hood's favor. That's just how it goes. I'm sure these players have enough experience that they're able to kind of mentally reset where, like, I'm sure they're telling each other, guys, that wasn't even our map, and we could have beaten them on it. We can do this. We're going to our own map, Asheville. We know this map a lot better. We've beaten good teams on it. So I'm sure in their minds, they're like, this is perfectly fine, but the momentum is still just something you always have to keep in mind. If JJ keeps going off like he did at the end of the Swiftwater game, things can get difficult.
Definitely, and do we... Looks like we have a little bit of spectating issues, so not sure if they swap maps yet.
Should be fine.
Yeah, looks like we are on Asheville now, so should hopefully be getting underway with that soon.
First person in the server was JJ Slim. That's how you know he's ready to go.
He's already staking his claim on this map.
Put the sign down.
That being said, Soapy's bombs on Asheville are something else.
Yeah, he's able to go in very high, get very wide strafes, and he's always coming in at times where the enemy team has to either choose between looking at him or looking at other people, and it's just really distracting in general. He's able to find the rockets, his DM is fantastic, so if he's able to have a performance to match JJ, that could be what MCM need to kind of keep that in contention.
Honestly, I feel like if matching JJ isn't even enough, though.
Yeah, you need more,
needs to not just match him, but kill him and, win the flank fights and can keep pushing, or find successful bombs when JJ can't. And a lot of that then is going to, go into Callow and RJ's, kind of realm there. But if Callow keeps getting caught out like we've been seeing him doing when the team hasn't been playing too well, then it's gonna be shaky.
Yeah, so while we're waiting for the teams to kind of load up here, I'm sure predictions are on the screen as we're going. You guys can vote on those as you wish. But we've talked a lot about how MCM, if they want a chance in this grand final, their star players, their playmakers need to play to their best potential. They need to be able to get the picks we know they can get, win the fights we know they can win. I actually want to look towards the likes of Callow right now, where some of the players on the team that have like less perceived star power or more of a background role. Callow, he plays like he's not a central point of the team in any form of the word, right? Like Triple and ODB are going to take all the Ubers. Callow's Arj is going to be the one denying them. Callow's going to be like left into this weird state where he's kind of getting baited, but also kind of just trying to make whatever he can work. He's not going to get that many resources pumped into him, and nor will he have that much of an output. Callow's baseline needs to be high on Asheville. The way that combo fights work is that Heavy isn't going to go in early. It's going to be Demo Scout trading, Pyro trying to deny what he can, If a buffed Heavy is able to make it to post with all of his HP and do work in that post with tracking and positioning, Heavy will be a difference maker a lot of the time. We've seen Eerie especially do that on Asheville. Eerie's always been a fantastic Asheville Heavy because he's able to position properly and clean up post fights like that. If Cal is able to step up and be a backbone for MCM, then they might have a better chance as well. There's just a lot of things that they could improve on that would give them a shot here on their own map pick.
There's...
Hello?
Oh, yeah, there's a really big difference between playing a selfless Heavy style and feeding. And even if it's not feeding, you might just be, losing your life in places where you don't need to. And I feel like sometimes that's what Calo's doing, where like, I have that mental image of him pushing too far into Swiftwater Tunnel on second, right at the end of that last half, like burned into my mind, because that strikes me as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go walk in, I'll eat all the pressure and you guys can clean up on them, when you can't at all. You know what I mean? That's just not the... Not the position where you're able to die successfully, right? It's not a position where you dying will make any space for your team, and being able to recognize where you can die to make space and where you need to keep your life is a very fine line that if he can, stay on the right side of that, I think again, as you said, will lead to that higher baseline.
Another thing that's a big responsibility for Heavy on this map is we've mentioned how potent soldier spy bombs are, where if your soldier comes in through the front, your spy comes in through the side, through the back, and a demo man is pressuring from a high sticky bomb. There's so many places your team has to look to deny it, right? Pyro's probably looking at the soldier. You probably have NG's mini sentry angled at the soldier, or shooting the soldier or demo. Your Heavy needs to do something in these denials, whether it's deny the bomber if he has a better angle to, or spy check if he has the angle to. And if all of the people aren't doing a job to deny the bombs that we know are going to come out, we know JJ and Demento are going to go for these plays, they're going to get them tons of advantages. If they're not able to deny them in kind, then it's going to get out of hand. And Cal is going to be a big part of that. If he can position to deny JJ and mitigate JJ's effectiveness on his bombs, then it'll be a lot easier to play the game. If he can't do that, and we see JJ start racking up the kills over and over again, it's going to be partially on him, but partially on the entire combo as well.
Yeah, and I mean, on top of that, too, it's not just denying JJ, right? It's denying Jacob, because he's going to come in, and he's either going to stab someone or he's going to try to gun someone.
What he's going to do. He's going to stab Cal and gun the medic who's surfing a bomb is what he's going to do. Like,
right,
I can see that happening over and over again.
Shadowway's playstyle that we talked about so much last week is, like, modeled after Jacob's. Why bother just settling for a heavy stab when you can stab the heavy and then 3-shot the med? And he's constantly going to be putting damage in, so any damage that JJ gets in, sometimes if you get like a 90 damage rocket on the med and then, he lives, like, you're like, oh, well, that's fine.
You have to be worried.
You can't let any damage get onto Rogue, because if he drops below, say, 100, that's just going to be a 2-shot from the revolver. And that is not something possible really to deny unless RJ's able to intercept Jacob before he even gets the angle on him.
Yeah, a lot needs to go right for MCM here, and we're talking about it like they're in the deficit here. We firmly believe in general that they are the worst team coming into the grand finals, right? You just have to. Hood Naruto 7-0, undefeated this season, have one of the best teams we've seen in Highlander in a while, but they're not infallible. They've dropped rounds where they shouldn't have. We've seen them. They've had performances that definitely could have been better. And MCM are a very good team in their own regard. There's a reason why they're here in the grand finals. They have the ability to make plays. They have what it takes to be the best team. That's if things go their way. But it's just we need to see them bring out consistently here. And Asheville has been interesting for them because we've seen them play it twice in playoffs. Like you mentioned, their total score is 5-5 on it against MTS. They're going to need a better performance than that. You can't be going even with MTS and expect to beat Hood Naruto.
Yeah, and finally, we are readied up here.
Thank God.
As, everyone's finally getting in. So coming into this mid, it'll be interesting. We did see MCM have some success with those bats rollouts against MTS, and it looks like they will be going Shutter here, both teams. As
ODB's hurt already.
Yeah, very low. Bull is
1
very
HP.
high up. Yeah, 7. Oh,
He's
goes
dead.
down already. But Logan, Robertson finds Logan right off the bat, and you'll take that exchange.
Look at Demento, though.
Jacob, though, decloaking on the barrel, will not even go down. Enough of a stall there, but BM finds 2 more.
RJ gets the reflect onto JJ as well. It's another crazy mid. This is the Asheville that we've seen all playoffs. Both teams lost 4 players instantly, and it is Hood who had control of the point. There's Soapy in a bit late from his bomb. Surfs it out. Great surf, actually, to keep his life, but Hood and Naruto are going to keep control of the point, although because of Logan's death, they're at a full Uber diss side. We see repressure, but there's Demento! Gets the stab onto Rogue at about 99%. He didn't quite have yet, but they were looking to recontest from ramp, and it cost them. It was too hasty. So now Hood have control of the mid point, and they're going to have Uber advantage here. Crazy mid fight.
Yeah, just got Jacob living after he should have gotten the stab on Waterson, but even then when he does, Kala's not able to kill him in time, then he comes back around and kills Rogue afterwards. Just...
Yeah, it's just not able to accurately protect from the threats they're going to be attacking you. And if Hood and Naruto keep having their way, able to pressure from all these angles, it's going to be a very difficult game for MCM. They're going to have to figure out how they play as a team together.
Yeah, and ODB super forward there, though. Going to take out Bull, just running in. Eventually goes down, but Lenny finds Rogue, and I'm beginning to get some mental recollections of an Asheville that someone in the server wants to forget.
Yeah, already 2 deaths in a minute and a half, probably, maybe 2 minutes with the mid-fight time off from rollout, but either way, it's not looking good so far for MCM here. They still have a full Uber diss side. They haven't captured the point yet. 1 minute off the clock for Hood. Things are looking good for them in this round. They know that a sack is likely coming in, so they have their med playing and Shutter. Looks like they're going to back him out. There's BM! Can't find the angle on the drop stab. Gets a lot of damage, and there's the drop with the revolver coming in. BM finding that one right when he needed to. Soapy in the backline, they're going to try to get some damage and distraction, but now MCM have room to walk out here. They're going to look to try and get the point capture as fast as they can. If they can protect Rogue and keep him with this Uber ad, they're fine, but Lenny's on an angle. He found a headshot. Here's a bomb in from JJ doing some damage. Carson and Bull go down. There's Cali sniped. A lot of pipe damage in. Bull's pipes get triple and RJ, and Rogue goes down as well to the collapse from Benny. So even though MCM, they had their angle, they had the way to look in, Hood's aggression and angle taking is too much. MCM get collapsed on and lose everything once again.
And that type of just all-out pedal to the metal, send everyone in and, you know, push them back
Someone
to
will hit
spawn.
their shots.
Yeah, and it's why I was so hesitant on that Asheville pick. Just doesn't, it feels like this map is so well suited to Hood Naruto's aggression that when I saw it got picked, I'm like, I can understand the reasoning, but it doesn't give me a good feeling in my stomach. And I don't know, I think it's kind of coming up as to
so
why
far.
that's happening, and they will find a bunch of kills though right here. So 7v or 9v6 right now, and yeah, it looks like Hood will be forced out. So
Yeah, they're gonna give it
MCM getting their first cap of this round, down 2.5 minutes. They will be dead even on Ubers, but uphill climb for MCM here.
Yeah, they have this Uber. Both teams gonna have it. It's 2 minutes to make up here on the clock before they can call themselves even. So definitely uphill, like you mentioned. Banny gets sniped from the crate. I think he was standing still there for some reason. Either way, he goes down. Rogue gonna buff his heavy on these crates. Looks like Hood looking to pressure out. Mixed bag from Bats and Ramp walking out, trying to get some force. Callow left alone, gets dropped in immediately. His respawn's gonna be a long one as a heavy, so gonna have to wait for that one. Other than that, no kills go onto Hood. So definitely a successful start. Soapy and Watson went down in the back line to Demento and Hunter. Yeah, and then now they're going to have to re-push it. They don't have any space. We saw JJ jump forward, get some damage. ODB and BM have gone down. Space as well, getting cleaned up on the back line. And it's just a very textbook successful push from Hood, but because MCM lost all those players and they couldn't return any, they just lost in post numbers advantage.
Yeah, Callow did everything right there, playing up on the boxes when you do that forward hold. Rogue just needed to be faster than the Uber on him. It wasn't like he exploded either. He just slowly took him down, and I don't know if it was milking it or what, but
if you're
losing that heavy there puts you in
you have
such
to get some kills somewhere else.
Yeah, it's such a bad thing to lose in an Uber. It puts you in such a bad positioning defensively. As with 10 seconds left, MCM's going to be forced to desperation push, but they're not finding anything right here.
Yeah, they're getting mulched on the point. Not a single kill for MCM. They're gonna get full wiped in just a second. They do have Uber, but it's a solo onto triple here.
Oh, and he's getting bounce housed on this point. They will force out Logan's Uber, but that's for the stats more than anything. 1-0 on Asheville.
Bull and Demento top of the scoreboard. When you have Bull and Demento up there on Koth, how can you lose? Amazing play from all of Hood Naruto in that round to get those collapses when they need to. Banny found picks. We saw Lenny get the headshots, but yeah, 1-0 start for Hood. Things looking good for them in this map, and now ODB again has less health than his opponent, Demoman, on the rollout.
Yeah, Soapy going in early, gonna go down. Jacob this time not going to find commit multiple counts of murder right here. but there's so little point presence right here for MCM. They all went ramp on this, but Waterson wins the SVS onto Lenny, and that may be enough. JJ, though, coming in onto ramp, 1 rocket, that's 2 onto Rogue, gets Waterson and Rogue there, and the passive mid just not enough.
Yeah, they play back. They don't walk out at Shutter like they did last time. The demo was a bit healthier. If they still lost the initial damage trade, they still got collapsed on. Even though they got Jacob, their demo man had HP to fight. It's just not enough. JJ is too powerful coming in over the top. MCM cannot group together. They cannot deny the threats of Hood, and Hood's plays are coming out in full force. They're getting everything they want.
Yeah, just, you gotta... I'm fairly certain there's no reason to ever roll out ramp at this point. If you want a passive mid, you're better off on bats. It gives you better angles, you're less vulnerable, you don't have the risk of just getting rolled by a soldier bombing if everyone's not looking at it. And they're just continuing to bleed players here as...
Yeah, I really hate the ramp rollout. There's almost never a reason to do it. Like, it's just worse than, it's slower than Shutter. You have less high ground than bats. There's Demento on the backline taking out RJ. Doesn't get the stun on the demo man because he surfed out, but that's fine. Spades actually ran out of Shutter, got to kill him to JJ, so that's at least nice. It's a 1-man ad for MCM right now, but they don't have Uber quite yet. Need to wait for that one. 5%. RJ will be respawning, so they do have space to walk forward onto the point here. ODB and Khaled taking space. Sophie as well bombing over, and they will get this captive pressure. Hood probably want to recontest, but they did lose a lot of numbers there. Lenny going down on the side means no sniper in post, and because of that, looks like they're going to allow MCM to capture the point.
I like that choice of wording there. Allow.
They did, because they wanted to re-push through Shutter, but they couldn't because they lost the numbers. Either way, re-push out through Shutter. Uber's getting traded on the boxes here. Callow is alive, gets flash this time, and gonna get the kill on Hunter in post because of it. Soapy's bomb is doing some work here, doing
but
some
they both
damage,
die immediately in post. No. Banny staying alive, not going down. Callow need to be looking at him, not whoever else he was looking at there, as ODB goes down. Frags are going to be traded back and forth right here, as it looks like there's actually a slight numbers ad for MCM right now, but it doesn't feel like that off the pressure. Lenny finding Waterson and Spades, 2 back-to-back shots. The push only going to be pushing daisies right here, as Hood should be recapping this point in no time at all.
Yeah, it's just the post. MCM, they were trying to chase the kills onto ramp with all the damage that Soapy was putting up. They walked too far onto the point, and what we know about Asheville Point is being on it is bad. You can get shot at from every single angle, and they just get cleaned up there in an instant. Those people exploding right after post, so... Yeah, with that, Hood get the capture. They are at a time lead. It's only about 15 seconds right now, though, so MCM are in this match. They need to charge about 25% Uber to get this round. Triple gets sniped early, which is bad. You need that scout. That said, Waterson gonna get the SBS win to Lenny. His spawn is long, so they will have a window to work with there. They're gonna drop down onto crates.
Yeah, big bomb out of Soapy. Gonna find himself behind on ramp, so the Uber trades will go off without him coming in. Yeah, Banny getting dropped is gonna be big in post right here. ODB and Bull just kind of staring at each other menacingly, but Callow's positioning here is big. JJ, though, coming in, walking and waddling onto ramp off of roof. Both soldiers, I believe, are behind. No, Soapy went down. Hunter got stabbed out, so no pyro, but it doesn't look like MCM's using any of the space they've earned with these frags.
They're scared of a lot of things, but not anymore, because Waterson wins another SPS onto Lenny. Now they're walking onto point. No sniper to worry about. Rogue's life is safe for now. Demento is dead as well. There's the bomb, and oh my god, Waterson headshots him out of the air. Bomb doesn't go as well as they planned. They do get at least ODB, so JJ finding a good rocket here. Are they going to wait for the cap to get his spawns up? Maybe? Yeah, they're going to wait to get the ODB spawners up, so that's a good play from MCM here.
Triple, don't ruin it, my guy.
No, he's just edging it back closer.
They got it.
Yeah. Soapy and Spades died late. That's a bit their fault. Banny actually cleaned both of them up, so Banny with a 2k, getting those long spawns for MCM. So with that, they will be pretty good here. Logan needs 20% more Uber to match Rogues. Both teams going to have it. It's a 1-minute ad for Hood. It's still very doable for both teams here. Knife got melted. Demento going to be surfing that one out. He is alive for now. Here's the
Uber coming out of Shutter. There is Ball jumping in. Got to get a lot of damage onto Rogue. And gonna have to flush Waterson too, so not great Ubers, and JJ gonna find Waterson. Does enough damage to that he can finish, but Hunter running out of Shutter, gonna find good damage in onto the MCM combo, and they are melting right here. Rogue is escaping into lobby, but I don't think he knows he does know that he's got no one with him other than his count and his demo. They're gonna rotate back towards Shutter, but Banny gonna force them back. Point's gonna go back over. MCM almost got the point tied up here, but they're going to have to find something within the next 30 seconds here. They will have an Uber, but it'll come up just a few seconds before overtime. But hopefully they can start getting some picks right now.
Demento was so annoying in Shutter there. He was just standing in Shutter, revolvering their team in the back as they were trying to deny the people in the front. And when so many angles are present, it's just so hard to deal with. Hood getting a lot of aggression forward, and now 15 seconds left on the clock for their defense. Soapy dying early, which is not good for MCM. They're gonna have to push this one 8v9. There's Waterson getting stabbed as well, and he gets out too. For now, he will get flamed down, so no sniper, and we see power tank damage. Here's the Uber getting popped off onto the points. An even trade so far. It's slightly better for Hood, though. They're flashing players on point. Scout getting full HP. They're trying to do damage to these pushers. RJ, Cal gonna die. Triple as well, getting piped down in the backline. There's Hunter and JJ cleaning it up, and there is round 2 for Hood Naruto. It's championship point. One more round on Asheville. Here's all they need to be crowned the Season 8 champions.
Yeah, what's funny too is that looking at the scoreboard, we mentioned BM needs to go off. He's top scoring.
He's been doing well, yeah.
For MCM.
But Sophie's
Lenny's bottom scoring for Hood. It's just not enough. Bull's sitting on double ODB's points right here, and Rogue gets sniped out of shuttle. Right after.
We don't need medics. No meds.
Waterson goes for the trade. Heals are for cowards right here, and JJ though behind in on barrels doing so much damage. Still not dead. No one's even calling him. He keeps finding frag.
If there's a team that's he lives on 18 HP too. JJ putting in a fantastic performance, but if there's a team that's gonna win with no, if they're gonna put these teams together 8v8 no medics, Hood's gonna win every time though.
I mean, JJ's a soldier with a cloaking device apparently. You can't beat that.
And there's the cap mid-fight win for Hood. Both meds at about 25%. Slight add for MCM. Not going to be too much. We see Pren go down to Soapy on this bomb. Soapy should get taken out. Yeah, traded. Probably not worth it, but it is a longer spawner for Pren, so we have to get up there to get that mini sentry. Now it looks like MCM grouping around Shutter here. Both meds not having. Let's see if they want to do maybe a dry push. Khaled's already on the crates.
Demento living dangerously in lobby, gonna get bumped by spades and go down. But he does find Waterson before he does that though, so worthwhile death regardless. And again, it just feels like there's no way in for MCM.
Yeah, they do have Uber now. Both teams opted to wait for it. They're gonna lose JJ immediately, so that's a good early pick for MCM. Ubering forward, they get the Uber onto Hood, but it looks like the flashes are much better for Hood. They're gonna get chased down. Banny chases Rogan post, takes him down. Callow and RJ get left out to dry on the point, and that was just not what they were looking for at all. No damage, no kills, no space, no nothing. MCM just looking like they can't find anything they want.
Yeah, just disappointing, honestly. Felt like I was really hoping for a great match here, and just Hood is just, you know, really displaying why they went undefeated here. It's not like MC. Oh, I was gonna say like MCM's making any terrible misplays, but Rogue getting sniped there, not a great look.
Yeah, Lenny does get Trader after, so he's clearing a one and done angle. Looks like they're gonna walk forward. They do get Carson, so they have space to walk forward, no defensive heavy. That said, Waterson and Callow getting bombed. There's JJ again with 2. Gonna get cleaned up for his trouble by Triple, but all that space is worth it. So now it's about 7 numbers up for Hood. MCM need their respawners. I hear a gun somewhere. Spades has a level 3 on his own bats, so if you're gonna help deny flankers, I guess that's one way. Banny might try to kill. He's trying to kill it. One more shot kills it. Come on.
And gets it. There you go. There you go, Grant. Good one. Gets the gun, and it's already back up.
Oh, there's a good opener for Waterson. Finds the pick onto Bull. No demo man now for Hood. They're going to get backed up. That's a bunch of reflecting
Soapy turned into fireworks in midair. Callow getting aggressive right there. Rogue trying to do his best kiting this, but...
Banny looking for it.
Banny,
doesn't get it.
No, there's Peren running
Waterson.
in.
Yeah,
Waterson finds Logan there. So, the men trade will go through yet again. JJ coming in from behind on bats, though, finds Triple. And
they need to cap, though. They still haven't gotten a cap. Here's Demento. Level 1 makes him cloak away, gets off that sniper angle. Level 1 from Spades is actually doing a lot of work to deny here, but they don't have the point yet. Demento gonna sap it, gets taken down by Sticky. MCM, they're about to get perfect rounded. They need to get a cap here, otherwise Grand Finals ends with a perfect round for Hood.
Yeah, that is what we may be seeing here. Thought they might have had a shot after those kills from Waterson, but have to see. Rogue already almost dead, and the sticky arc in from Bull finds its mark.
Lenny's dead.
Lenny and Bull going down though. Lots of captain. They can focus down Carson, but they're not shooting
Save your dignity.
Finally goes down, but
Save your dignity. It's not gonna happen. It's just Soapy and BM. They're trying to do what they can. They get Logan. Soapy's on the front. Gets 1. It's Hunter, but there's the cleanup. Perfect round to end the season. Hood Naruto 3-0 in Asheville. Gonna take grand finals 2-0. They go undefeated in season 8. They don't lose a single match. They had some rounds dropped here and there, but overall a dominant Highlander champions, and they will be taking home the grand prize.
Yep, the $1,000 prize pool, the lion's share, going over to Hood Naruto. And again, really feels like there's not, we can go over stats here and, you know, mention who did what, but just ultimately it's team diff, really. You know,
better team.
Waterson
deserves
and
it.
BM had their moments. You know, we saw Spades get some cool frags at points, but really it's just across the board. Everyone on Hood Naruto showed why this was feared as such a super team from the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and for those people who were like watching from the start, making predictions, thinking like what are the conclusions of the season going to be, Hood Naruto winning finals, if you're going to bet, that was probably like you could probably from the preseason tell Hood Naruto were going to win the season with reasonable accuracy. They were definitely the strongest team coming in. They improved over the season. They covered a lot of their weaknesses. They're showing exactly why they were so feared, and definitely a deserving champion here.
Yeah, I'd argue that if you bet on Hood Naruto, you're not getting very good returns on that, just to how stacked the odds were. But, I mean, you know, props to MCM for making it this far, right? You know, they were, a lot of people consider them as the kind of shoe-in second-place team.
There was a lot of
into the season.
competition. It was overall, like, if you discount Hood Naruto being, like, undefeated, right, which obviously discount that, you know, stupid, but the top 4 teams this season and Freezer, so top 5, they're all very competitive amongst themselves. We saw rounds being traded in scrims and matches. There was definitely a lot of scuffle from 4th through 3rd in the postseason to see who would take what place. Anyone could have honestly finished anywhere. We heard during the community night that Peren, representative from Hood, was saying that a lot of the teams were very strong. Fat Peter was actually the one that gave them a lot of trouble in scrims, but they ended up in 4th. So definitely an overall strong season of Invite, one of the strongest we've seen in a while. But Hood Naruto in the end just a step above.
Yeah. I mean, they dropped some halves on Swiftwater to Fat Peter and MCM. They had actually a really close game on Lakeside with Freezer of all the teams, you know, to not make it into playoffs. They were actually the closest to beating them, but ultimately no one was able to fully go the distance, and it feels like we're going in circles a bit here, honestly.
Yeah, there's not much else to say.
So
I'm certainly almost out of breath.
Yeah, definitely. That Swiftwater had us yelling at a lot of moments, and we did finish before midnight, so.
Ooh. Yeah, but our congratulations to Hood Naruto, deserving invite champions here of Season 8. Prize money, first place medal, all the good things that come along with it. Condolences to MCM. You didn't quite make it as far as you wanted to, but second place, nothing to scoff at. Definitely a very hard season, and you pulled out top 2 finish. You will be getting a decent amount of money as well. Second place medal to display, but either way, it's definitely a fitting end to this season.
Yeah, and as I say that, it looks like we are getting ready for interviews right here. Looks like we're going to have Peren and JJ coming in. Anyone else?
The JJ Slim himself.
Good.
I think it's just going to be those two for now, unless we get some chirps from Dolphin. So, we're going to get Logan too. All right. So, wait for that then.
There he is.
Yeah, it looks like he's in. Well, welcome guys. Congratulations on the dub.
Thank you. Thanks.
Was a very good season from all of you. You know, not losing a map really ever is kind of representative of that, but things got a little bit dicey there on Swiftwater for a time. You guys, you know, finished strong. So I guess just we'll lead this off with, you know, what are your guys' thoughts right now? Just kind of on the season, on the match. Yeah, how does it feel?
Well, I'll just go first. I'm happy with the season. I'm glad you're able to, you know, win out and how everyone played and everything. Definitely did not expect to be playing medic, but it happens. Shout out to Blake. I hope you feel better. And yeah, GG's.
Yeah, it would have been more satisfying if like all the rosters weren't as shaky as it was, but you know, it still feels good to get revenge on them from season 6.
Cool.
True, the grudge coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we definitely put in a lot of work there, JJ. I want to talk about the Swiftwater match because that one, it was 2-1. Asheville was a bit roll. We'll get back to that in a second. But on Swiftwater, you guys took that first round. It was pretty, I don't want to say it was like a decisive roll, but you still were in control for most of that round. Then the second round happened. What exactly happened there where MCM, after taking like, 5 minutes or so, 5 to 6 minutes to cap second, how did they get 3rd through 4th on you so convincingly?
Yeah, like pretty much our tunnel hold, like me and Banny fed to their side tunnel, and they just pretty much snowballed off that. They sent 4 players, which is like a lot more than you usually do, and Larson hit the god shot on me, and then Benny was alone. The four of them 4v1'd him, and they're just able to get so much momentum off that.
Yeah, and then at the end, we saw even with all that momentum that they had, the round still came down to the wire. It was an Uber v Uber with like 20 seconds left on the clock, but no one got on the cart. The cart dropped into the pit before the Ubers even killed anyone. So, what were the comms like at that point? What happened after? What were you guys talking about during that downtime after that blunder happened?
I
We were
think
more
like
so talking about our offense, because our defense I thought was like, it was okay. It was like a 10-minute time or something. We just made poor mistakes on stopping cart time.
it was just a Swiftwater classic where we didn't look
Yeah.
at the cart. Like,
But our offense was like more so what we were looking.
yeah, our
to
post fights were
fix.
terrible.
Yeah.
We just
Like,
kind of
I
cleaned
thought-
up everything we did bad in the offense, and that's what you saw in the second half.
So shifting on to more positive topics, big moment in my eyes in the third half was when Jacob said in chat, "You guys get hard held here."
Once you got
on
back to third.
Yeah. Did you guys just feel really confident in your third? Was that a kind of planned thing?
Or banter.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
what
know he
was-
typed that.
Yeah,
know
that,
it's
I
like
think
that either.
that's just Jacob being
I don't pay
Jacob.
attention to chat.
We didn't
but-
even hard hold. If I didn't clutch on third, we would have.
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting. That's
Yeah,
what I was getting up to.
that's
That's what happened there because
That's all.
BM came in and got
BM
the
dropped your medic from upper, and all of a sudden the fight looked over. You had MCM had most of the picks. It was just JJ and a sentry gun left in there, but you ended up clutching it out. What was going on in that moment where you had the banner, you were in the opposing chokes, and you got that 5K?
Yeah, I was just like above them. I think Soapy bombed me. I air shot him, and then I killed him, and they just didn't look at me. And I was able to pop